You're watching Business Access TV.
Business Access TV.
Business Access.
Business Access TV.
Serious.
Serious.
Serious about business.
It was a meeting of two cities when the Montego Bay Convention Center hosted cocktails in Kingston at the Spanish Court Hotel, Worthington. Business Access TV was there to share in the moment.
First and foremost, on behalf of the team, I want to say a heartfelt thank you for being here. You could have been at other places, you could have been at other events, you could have been at other functions, but you found the convention center team very well to join us. So thank you again. All right? And so to go into this, again, just welcome, a heartfelt welcome. The Montego Bay Convention Center team is here. We have gone around, we have spoken to a lot of persons, but tonight it's very special for us because so many familiar faces, so many partners, so many clients, returning clients, possible clients, and the list goes on. So again, you will not hear me enough to say thank you, because that's a word that from the convention center, it's a part of us, and we really take pride in showing appreciation. This evening is truly special for us, for it has been a long time coming. Kingston has been a long time coming. And, Montego Bay Convention Center, of course, we opened our doors in 2011 and to the events and meeting industry. And, but connecting with our friends and our partners in Kingston has always been on the top of our mind. Over the years, we have received substantial support from our clients in Kingston. Therefore, this event had to be in our cards. And of course, we have a large deck, but you're on top of that deck. And we know good things happen in Kingston. So like many other parishioners, we packed up everything and we headed into Kingston on the town bus yesterday. Some of the team came in, when was it? Monday. And they say, Aaron, the traffic. And I said, it can't be worse than Montego Bay. And we found ourselves here sitting in this room 5:30 because we've said there's not one partner that is standing in front of us now that is going to be here and not see a team member from the convention center representing. So again, team, thank you. Hopefully, any guests tonight, and this is not meant to mean anything, but any guests tonight that have never experienced the convention center, unfortunately, you're in the minority. But what we want you to do when you're in Montego Bay, please come and visit. Sit with us, have lunch. Let's tour you. Let's show you the technology. Let's show you what some of our partners in this room have done with us. We have transformed the convention center. And of course, there are many events. And one of the things that we had looked at is how we put all the assets, the available assets, through our vendors, through our partners, together to really make the convention center what it is. The purpose of the convention center was never a self-sustained entity. It's to really contribute to economic development. And what we're measured on is not only profitability, but our economic impact. And we've seen it, especially in Montego Bay. But one of the initiatives that we had is to bring Kingston a little bit to Montego Bay as well through our friends and partners that are here tonight. So the Montego Bay Convention Center represents opportunities, one for us to think differently and see possibilities for now and the future. The center firmly places Jamaica as a viable destination for meetings, conferences, exhibitions, and of course, a selection of certain sporting activity that relates to sport tourism. So while the honor is mine to welcome you, I always want to thank you for taking the time out in engaging with us. Think differently. That is what I want to drive in your thought process when it comes to the Montego Bay Convention Center. Let us work with the possibility. Let us make the possibilities become a reality. The sales and events team, they're here tonight. And I really want to identify the team members. I know when it comes to this part, they tend to just come together. And when I start to call the names, they're going to raise their hands and they're going to say who they are. And of course, we all know them. So leading the sales and events team is, of course, our director of sales and events, Miss Mavoy Smith. Of course, there's Mavoy. We do have the sales managers with us tonight. You do have Donald Thompson. Where's Donald? Donald? There he is. There he is. Thank you, Donald. And of course, you have Alexia. Thank you, Alexia. And there's one lady here that she's a blend of food and beverage and sales. We call her catering sales. That's Trishani. So food is always important. So Trishani, thank you again. Trishani Austin. Our senior events manager, Kyan Henton. Many of you know Kyan. Many of you have been exposed to Kyan. Spearheading the senior events. Thank you, Kyan. So again, we have one lady that keeps us together. She's Michelle Gordon. Michelle is really our executive assistant and of course sales administrator. Sometimes we're based on a property, based on an events, we're pulled left, right, and center. If it's not for Michelle Gordon, we term her MG, the acronym MG, we would be all over the place. So MG's responsibility is to keep us together, keep us focused, and also keep us well fed. Thank you. ASEAN, many of you heard from ASEAN, know ASEAN PR, marketing, sponsorship. What else? And he takes the beautiful pictures. So with your permission tonight, ladies and gentlemen, ASEAN will, of course, on social media. I'm still catching up with technology. Social media, Facebook, Instagram, InstaChat. I got that right? Just joking. Just joking. So again, that's a team that is here tonight. And they're out, and they're here, well represented. So, of course, Dr. Guntley, my second mother. Wave your hands for me, please. Thank you. John Woolcock, he heads up the events department for Jamaica Tourist Board. And of course, the Convention Center. We're now a part of the Ministry of Tourism. We're an agency under the Ministry of Tourism. John, very vital to our organization, very vital in terms of the partnership and to allow Jamaica to be recognized again, not only as leisure, but as meetings and conventions. Because really, the large groups that the Convention Center will and the future possibilities to bring into Jamaica, of course, will create that economic impact that we're pushing for Jamaica to recognize. Not only about profitability, but looking at economic impact, whether it be indirect or direct, to see how that trickles down for the entire geographic location to benefit. So again, that's the mandate and purpose of the Convention Center in partnership with our main sister agency, the Jamaica Tourist Board. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you again, and I do hope you enjoy the rest of the evening. Thank you.
Cameo brings the creative industries to life. Delighting creatives in different fields each week. Art.
My life turns art. I breathe, I eat art.
Fashion. Food.
Without a customer, we're nothing but four walls.
Music. Film. Cameo, only on Business Access TV.
Caring Hands Season 3 continues to effect change in a changing environment.
Many of us were raised by grandmothers, right? So, we know the wisdom that these people have.
Going beyond business.
The little leaders of today are our leaders of tomorrow. And with the proper education, we'll have very good leadership coming from that.
That's Season 3 of Caring Hands, creating change and shaping lives, every Sunday at 5:30 p.m. on Business Access TV.
We are
are back with another exciting, innovative, and inspiring season.
It takes a lot of stick-to-itiveness, being consistent and persistent in whatever you're doing. That's the bottom line.
Business exists to add value to people's lives. And if we're not doing that, might as well we knock down the store and just call it a day.
It's a season 3 of Creating Wealth, Mondays at 8 p.m. on Business Access TV.
Career Moves has always explored interesting careers, highlighting all you may not have known about them. This season is no different.
Coming back to Jamaica, everyone's like, fizzy what? Fizzy who?
When you find a bright boy or girl in the class and people say, what are you going to be? The parents will say, you have to go be a doctor, you have to go be a lawyer. Nobody says you have to go be a politician.
Let me see your hands!
Tune in Tuesdays at 8 p.m. on Business Access TV.
Have you seen it? It's BATV Live. Live streams of business news weekdays at 7:30 p.m. Stay on point Thursdays at 8 p.m. with our Business Current Affairs show and Weekend Business Report Saturdays at 7:30 p.m. wherever you are. Log on to our Facebook page at Business Access TV or visit our website at batvja.com. Live and at your fingertips. Business Access TV. Serious about business.
We're here at the Spanish Court Hotel, Worthington, for the Cocktails in Kingston. Why is it important for the Montego Bay Convention Center to have this event tonight?
It's very important to us because a few things that we have highlighted and wanted to bring forefront is that we recognize and appreciate our partners in Kingston, our clients in Kingston, our potential clients in Kingston. Of course, we do have these events just to mingle, just to share our thoughts process, not in terms of business, but just to get everyone inside a room. And of course, we just talk in a informal or formal environment, and we just get together. So that's really the purpose of our vendors, our partners, our agencies, from the ministries to our suppliers. We just get everyone in and show our appreciation.
You mentioned the Jamaica Tourist Board as one of your major partners. How has that relationship been?
It is excellent, and it is a relationship that has been in the making since our inception. The Tourist Board is very important to us. Jamaica Tourist Board, of course, is what we consider as our DMO, or Destination Marketing Organization, that assists the convention center in not only marketing the facility to any other destination that would willing to come offshore, especially the international destinations, but what they do as well is to market Jamaica and assist us in not only marketing as Sunsan and Sierra Leisure, but to ensure that Jamaica is seen as a meetings and events destination that can host large group in a first world facility.
And speaking of that first world facility, tell us a little bit about the Montego Bay Convention Center and what people can expect from the venue.
Montego Bay Convention Center, managed by SMG, a North American-based company that manages 85% of the public facilities in the world. Of course, First World, now we have a mandate to ensure that that First World facility is represented here in Jamaica. And of course, Montego Bay Convention Center opened its door in 2011 to the events industry. And what we really do is to host events. I mean, regardless from your weddings to your largest expos, to your exhibition, to your conventions, to your sporting events, to your church events. So we're an all-inclusive package. We're a flexible facility. And what we do is to host any and every event. So that's basically what we do. And what to expect is our people. We have a set of well-trained staff, and events is our core business. And what we did in the initial stage is to ensure that our team members, they're fully aware of all aspects of event management, certified and also recognized internationally. So what you will expect from the Montego Bay Convention Center is the highest level of technology, the best aesthetics, theme, and the best management you can think of bringing your event from a thought process to reality. So that's what we're all about.
And finally, now that you're here in Kingston for this event, what kind of connections are you hoping to make at Cocktails in Kingston tonight?
Yes, we do have quite a few corporate partners in Kingston, but what we want to do is to bring Kingston to Montego Bay. You know, get Kingston to come to Montego Bay, see what the convention center is all about. So for potential clients that we do have, it's just to mingle, to invite them, just to, a short presentation, show what we're about, and then of course to invite those potential clients down, and of course get them to know the convention center, come in, explore the property, do inspection, see the technology, see the staff, meet the people, meet the strength behind the asset, and then of course we go from there. So in a sense, it's really to have Kingston in Montego Bay and of course to expand our business, which that's the whole intention.
The Montego Bay Convention Center opened its doors about 8 years ago. What have we seen from the convention center over the years?
Well, the convention center since 2011 to now 2019, we've done a little bit over 700 events. We've done a lot of weddings, we've done graduations, we've done car shows, we've done meetings, conventions. We're home to most of the major churches in Jamaica where they do their annual conventions with us. So we're home to the Jamaica Baptist, the United Open Bible, the Jehovah's Witnesses, you name it, we're home to them.
And as was mentioned, the Jamaica Tourist Board is a major partner with the Montego Bay Convention Center. How has that experience or how has that relationship been over the years?
Very positive. Having the convention center in Montego Bay means that we have the ability to go after larger groups that will support the hotels in the area. And without the convention center, this was a void. So, of course, having a state-of-the-art facility in Montego Bay opens up a lot of opportunities for us. And we're seeing where MICE planners are really taking a very close look at the destination, whereas in the past they might have said, you know what, this group is a little bit too large for Jamaica or for Montego Bay. Now it's on the table. Now Jamaica is even more viable.
And can you comment on the impact this has had on the tourism industry over the years?
The Montego Bay Convention Center, as Karen Benjamin, our interim general manager, mentioned earlier, that our core function is basically to support the community. So our aim is to bring in, as John just mentioned, the larger groups to Jamaica, so it will impact the hotels. So we basically get heads in beds. You'll have the coconut man on the roadside being able to sell more jelly coconuts, the cane man, the nightlife, so the Margaritaville's, the Pier 1s, you name it, so it's like a domino effect. So all partners involved will be able to get a piece of the pie.
And it's only been here since 2011, so can you comment on what impacts has been made to tourism before and now?
Well, again, as Mavoy just mentioned, it's all positive in the sense that we're getting more business, increased business, more visitor arrivals coming in. Conventions that would not have considered Jamaica, now they're looking at the destination, they're actually booking the destination. So again, it's very positive. We have become even more competitive in the marketplace.
How do you see the center being utilized in new ways to pull more visitors?
We are trying to focus more heavily on the sporting events. So as it is now, we host the NCAA, that's a basketball competition every November, and this competition is aired live on CBS. So not only Jamaicans get an opportunity to see what can happen at the convention center, but persons internationally will be able to see what we're doing, and they may think to say, okay, so I can bring a sporting event to Jamaica. So it's not just meetings and conventions, we're pretty much multifunctional, which is why in our different spaces at the convention center, there's nothing fixed. So whatever the event is, we can accommodate it. If it's a car show, we can do it. If it's basketball, we can do it. If it's taekwondo, we can do it. So you name it, we can do it.
And anything new from the tourist board that you can mention?
The Jamaica Tourist Board is always looking at new opportunities. We have a very strong team in the market, so we are pursuing a lot of new ventures. So it's going to be great for Jamaica moving forward. We're seeing it in our visitor arrivals. It continues to grow. And again, it's going from strength to strength. But we have a gem in MBCC, no question about it. And all of our partners, from the hotels, the DMCs, the attractions, it's all very good.
Your company has hosted several events at the Montego Bay Convention Center. Talk to us about the experience working with them.
It's an amazing experience working with the team there. One of the wonderful things about the convention center and the team is that level of engagement. They take on your project as if it's their own, and they're really involved from start to finish. And it's something that you really appreciate as a project manager and an event manager, because you want to be assured that all of the details of your event are taken care of. Usually you're planning an event from Kingston at the Montego Bay Convention Center, so having that level of oversight, that level of attention to detail is really very important to us. So it's something that we really appreciate. After a while they become your friends. It's really an amazing team there. So I'd recommend anyone to go to the convention center. And it's not just about the team, it's about the facilities, it's about the facilitation, it's about the accommodation of each and every request. So I can't say enough good things about them there.
And how important would you say a venue like this is for Jamaica?
Oh, absolutely, very important. I mean, Jamaica, as the general manager just said, Jamaica is more than just sea and sand. And it's very important that you have a facility that can accommodate local, nationally scaled, as well as regional and international events right here on our shores. It's an opportunity for various industries to be showcased, for us to stage events that have multi-tiered opportunities for varied groups. So for the hotel sector, the broader tourism sector, for other persons here in Jamaica, it really makes sense for you to have a facility like this in Jamaica. And I can only wish that they go from strength to strength in terms of the range of services that they offer that will ensure that we entice as many people here as possible to utilize the services and the facilities that are here.
Hi, I'm Peter Shakir from Event and Entertainment Services. We're an event management and planning company, and we do many events across the island and abroad as well. We also own Jamaica Bridal Expo, and this is my partner Joanne Paxton, and she'll talk to you a little bit about hosting Jamaica Bridal Expo at the Montego Bay Convention Center.
We've hosted the Jamaica Bridal Expo at the Montego Bay Convention Center for the past 6 years, and Jamaica Bridal Expo is at home at the Convention Center. Everything is positive about the venue, the grand ballroom, what you have the expo in, the conference room where we hold a conference on the first day of activities for the expo, and the staff at the Montego Bay Convention Center is absolutely amazing.
Thank you for tuning in to our coverage of Cocktails in Kingston, hosted by the Montego Bay Convention Center. You're watching Business Access TV, serious about business.
I wanted to be an educator because I believe that education is the most powerful weapon that can change the world.
My dreams and aspiration is to one day become an entrepreneur where I can employ other persons and help to build the country.
I wanted to go into development. I wanted to help people become better versions of themselves. Growing up, I saw a lot of violence, I saw a lot of crime, I saw a lot of poverty. The challenges are so many. The first one that comes to mind is the level of youth unemployment that's here.
Challenges that exist here in West Prospect Bogwalk are lack of awareness for educational opportunities or job opportunities.
Not many got the chance to do CXC or graduate from the secondary level. So that's a major setback for the people living in the community.
A way to alleviate this issue is training programs.
They need more opportunities, like to go back to school to get themselves a certificate so they can be able to work and create employment for themselves and their family.
push more entrepreneurship opportunity, encourage these youths to be creative and innovative in what they do. Give them startup capital to start their business. Invest more in the youth skills and talents.
The poverty reduction program is funded by the European Union, and it really is a program that focuses on the most vulnerable type of communities, making communities safer, making citizens more healthy, better access to education.
For European Union, investing in youth is an obvious choice. They are the future of the country. If we prepare them well, they will bring the change that Jamaica needs. That's why we invest in scholarships, internship, training in life skills and mentorship.
I received a tertiary scholarship from PRP to attend the University of Technology, Jamaica. It meant a lot to me because I realized that somebody else believed in me and somebody saw the potential that I have and somebody believed that I could actually achieve my goal.
I benefited by getting firstly an internship, and also they assisted my bachelor's degree financially. But critically, outside of the finances, the persons that were on the project, you know, the motivation that they provided, etc., it really provided a huge boost.
This is my third year at the MICO. This scholarship, it helped me to be able to focus only on my education here, because tertiary education is not cheap.
I was placed at ODPEM on the one-year internship program. It was really good. It was an opportunity for me to prove myself, to give myself a service, and also to gain experience in the working world, and to also provide for my family.
I plan to be an agent of change in my community by being a mentor, a leader, and a godfather for the youths growing up. Try to help them, teach them a trade.
You don't have to be rich to help. You don't have to achieve greatness to start. I contributed to my basic school by providing them with the necessary resources that they need, that I believe that in the long run, it will have a ripple effect on many, many persons.
Professionally, I manage the whole program, which is aimed at giving young persons the opportunity to, you know, do what I did, basically, to get their foot inside an organization. Additionally, I also have a little small business that I try to employ young persons to learn a skill, etc.
When you're persistent in life, when you're determined, when you're hungry for success, then you'll be able to accomplish and achieve anything that you want.
It has changed hundreds and hundreds of lives. Not just my life, my family lives, my friends' lives, etc. I want to just urge everyone looking on to continue these social programs. These are the solutions to the many ills that we face as a society and as a country and even as a world. So thank you, and I challenge you, continue it. It's needed.
Every day you wake up, you have another opportunity to make this little island better, safer, a place where we all can be proud to call home. It's time we all recognize that every little thing we do has an impact on the Jamaica we live in now and the country we're leaving for our children. So promise me this, promise yourself this: no more will we tolerate criminals, even if it's our relatives. Tell them they're doing something wrong. Tell them to stop. Tell them no more robbing our children of the Jamaica they deserve. Tell them no more crime.
Your business matters. Business Access TV offers you the most innovative and effective effective advertising solution for your business, specializing in B2B sales, cost-effective solutions, the customers you want, the repetition you need. No matter the size and nature of your company, your business matters.
Call us at 876-291-6233 or 876-376-4225. Email sales@batvja.com.
It's season 12, and Wealth Magazine Business Access is here to keep you business savvy. With an impressive mix of some of Jamaica's most inspiring business moguls, we continue to keep Jamaica informed, empowered, and ready to dominate. Tune in Sundays at 5 p.m. only on BATV.
You're watching
Business Access.
Business Access.
Business Access.
Business Access TV.
Serious about business.
Do you want to help change this world for the better? Here's one more day and one more opportunity to do just that. It's World Food Day, dedicated to fighting global hunger and undernutrition. Hi, I'm Theodore Henry. Welcome and thanks for viewing today's pages of the island's most informative magazine program. So, the 2018 Global Hunger Index shows that the level of hunger and undernutrition worldwide fell to 20.9%, down from 29.2% in the year 2000. The projections show that at the pace of hunger reduction observed since the year 2000, approximately 50 countries will fail to reach low hunger levels by 2030. What can you do to help fight this global phenomenon? We'll have more on that and why this day is so important, and of course, eating right. Do stay with us.
Cancer, stress, high blood pressure. Guard yourself against these potentially deadly conditions by eating healthy. Give your body long life with foods such as low-fat milk, dried and fresh peas and beans, unsalted nuts and seeds, fresh vegetables, fruits and coconut water, and eliminate processed seasonings such as seasoning salt, soy sauces and ketchup. When it comes to meats, remember to remove the skin to reduce the intake of fats and oils. Meats should also be baked, steamed, grilled, or roasted. Fish is also a preferred protein option. To eat healthy, fill your body with a variety of foods from all the food groups. And remember, eat at a slow pace and in small bites to help aid digestion. This helps to maintain a healthy, balanced, and nutritious diet, strengthening your body to ward off illness and prolong life.
Good day, I'm Stephen McHugh, and this is your JIS News for Wednesday, October 16. St. Catherine is poised to get the largest number of affordable housing solutions since the development of Greater Portmore in 1992. On Tuesday, the Housing Agency of Jamaica and China Harbour Engineering Company signed a $9.5 billion contract to start the construction of 1,650 housing solutions at Catherine Estates. The 263-acre property will be developed over a 54-month period and is expected to start before the end of the year. At Tuesday's signing, Prime Minister Andrew Holness said the project would be done in 6 phases and 14 clusters, with a studio unit selling for $5.5 million and a one-bedroom going for $6.6 million. The Catherine Estates development will have a new primary and secondary school, a church, police station, health center, 2 large parks, and commercial facilities. Prime Minister Andrew Holness was quick to add that the development would be strictly monitored and the covenants enforced.
The government has to take a stand as we build out more communities, because what we are finding is when you allow the community to deteriorate, then it becomes a safe harbor for crime and social deviance.
There has been a marked increase in the number of Jamaican businesses and consumers that want to invest in the country's tourism and hospitality sectors. That's part of the findings from the Survey of Business and Consumer Confidence for the third quarter of 2019. Pollster Don Anderson says the interest results from the general feeling that the economy is heading in the right direction. He also cites a reduction in unemployment and confidence in the government's programs as factors for this growing investment interest.
And the question came to us quite often, well, so where are people thinking of investing? Where are the investment plans? In what sector? So for the very first time in quarter two, we generated this data. And we now repeated it here. And for the first 3 quarters, we're summing up year to date, first 3 quarters of 2019, we can see that tourism and hospitality is now the sector that businesses are saying they plan to invest in or are investing in.
Mr. Anderson was speaking yesterday at the Jamaica Chamber of Commerce, JCC, Business and Consumer Confidence third quarter release. In the last 3.5 years, tourism arrivals have grown by 33%, and its revenue has grown by nearly 90%. The JCC survey also revealed that while the level of business and consumer confidence in the economy has declined in the third quarter of 2019, the indices are just short of the highest they've been since 2001. Government will continue stakeholder meetings with the parliamentary opposition and civil society to find workable ways to tackle crime. Prime Minister Andrew Holness told Tuesday's sitting of the House of Representatives that the talks would take place on Thursday.
Which will address concerns, deliberate seriously the issues we face, and seek to create an uncontested political space in which there can be a national consensus on the crime-fighting plan for Jamaica. I think that is a positive step, a step in the right direction.
Mr. Holness gave the update as he sought an extension of the states of emergency in 5 parishes. More in this report from Sandria Clark.
As he argued for an extension, Prime Minister Andrew Holness revealed that the special security measures had resulted in a 35% reduction in murders across Westmoreland, Hanover and St. James. There was also 43% fewer shootings in the parishes. Between April 30 and October 8 this year, 901 arrests and charges were laid in the tri-parish areas, with 60 firearms and 4,133 rounds of ammunition recovered. As for the state of emergency in effect for St. Catherine and Clarendon, Mr. Holness said there had been a 62% dip in murders and a 70% decline in shootings. During September 5 and October 8, 302 persons were arrested and charged, while 11 firearms and 106 rounds of ammunition were recovered. Despite the successes, Mr. Holness revealed that Westmoreland, Hanover and St. James accounted for 20% of the murders and 19% of the shootings throughout the island. Meanwhile, St. Catherine and Clarendon represent 27% of murders in the country since the start of the year.
The threat of guns, gangs and dons in the area under the SOE remain prevalent.
The House sided with the Prime Minister and approved an extension of the states of public emergency in Westmoreland, Hanover and St. James until January 27 next year. Operations in Clarendon and St. Catherine will continue until January 18, 2020. Reporting for JIS News, I'm Sandria Clark.
The Caribbean's first and largest Confucius Institute is now open at the University of the West Indies Mona campus. Dedicated to promoting the learning of Chinese language and culture among Jamaicans, the building was opened on Monday. It was constructed by the People's Republic of China at a cost of $5 million. At the handing over ceremony, Minister of State in the Education Ministry, Orlando Terrelong, thanked the Chinese government for their generous 2,500 square feet investment.
The government of Jamaica and the People's Republic of China for ensuring that together, one Jamaica, one China, but most importantly, one humanity and one world, and that together, in the spirit of partnership, in the spirit of prosperity, in the spirit of brotherhood, that we can all ensure a better place for all humanity.
I really hope my dear colleagues in the institutes and the university will make full use of this perfect building and to make it into a new bridge of friendship between Chinese people and the Jamaican people. and a new platform of the culture exchanges between the two countries.
And finally, come October 30, the Heart Trust NTA will be hosting a new employment skills event which will see numerous Jamaican employers pitching their job offers to unemployed young people. The event, dubbed Get Hired, seeks to offer entry-level jobs to 60 young people aged 17 to 29 years old. The program targets recent graduates of the Heart Trust NTA National Apprenticeship Program who are awaiting employment. At a JIS think tank Tuesday, Heart's Acting Director of Employment and Career Services, Rayarna Wright, said 30 employers had signed up to be part of the initiative.
Once the employers identify to us that there are entry-level positions available, what we will now do is to basically do what we call something like a speed dating. So the employers are going to come and for the first time they are going to be pitching to the young people why they should join their organization.
The event is a collaboration with the UK-based Prince's Trust International to support young people on their journey from education to employment. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stephen McHugh. Thanks for watching.
Women are diagnosed with cervical cancer each year. The risk of developing these abnormal changes is associated with the infection of HPV. Not only that, early sexual contact, multiple sexual partners, and taking oral contraceptives increases your risk of developing cervical cancer. Ladies, protect yourself. Get tested. It is better to be aware than to be living in absolute fear.
With our agriculture industry booming, government is creating an avenue where local farmers can access global markets. Alex, that is the Agri-Linkages Exchange, is where products move from farms to hotels, feeding not just locals, but tourists too. Learn more next.
Many times, we have so many things that we can't sell. We have, because sometimes all the farmers goes out and plant Irish potatoes, and it's too much. So what we do is just use the phone, same place in the field, get to them, and they try everything, and know before them, we only have spoilage. We can't sell. So no matter how it glut in the whole island, they find a way to unload it.
Bye-bye farm produce glut. Alex is here to move farmers' produce onto the plates of visitors to our shores.
The Agri-Linkages Exchange Center, good afternoon.
It's not my...
Hi, good afternoon, Mr. Willis. How are you doing? Okay. So what do you have reaping now?
We have a portion of corn ready, you know.
Is that sweet corn? Okay, sir. Let me just add that to the database for you. How much corn are you reaping?
We have 12 dozen corn ready, you know.
What's the selling price? 120 per dozen?
So, you can look the buyer for me anytime you're ready. You hear, boss?
Another problem, Mr. Willis. I'll post the information for you, and once the market is available, I'll give you a call and let you know. All right, Mr. Willis, thanks for calling.
As easy as that, farmers are reaping economic benefits through tourism. The Agri-Linkages Exchange is an electronic platform where buyers and sellers of agricultural produce meet. Currently, there are agri-brokers who manage the platform. They operate from the Rural Agricultural Development Authority, RADA, St. Andrew office. It's a collaboration between the Ministries of Tourism and Industry, Commerce, Agriculture and Fisheries. The center has raked in more than $50 million in sales for approximately 400 farmers across the country.
This program is dedicated specifically to the farmers, and what we were trying to solve was the fact that a number of our hotel, especially our hotel purchasing personnel, had difficulty getting produce that was in season, out of season, or even where they were located. So you'll find that particular fruits that will be in abundance in the eastern end of the island never ever gets to the west, and vice versa. For example, mangoes. Mangoes are very abundant in the east, and again, the west would love to have some of the fruits that we have in abundance at one place. So the agri-linkages exchange platforms would have been a link to ensure that both buyers and sellers meet. At this point, we have 55 hotels on it. We have 7 agro-processors. We have about 5 retail operators, but the retail are really large personnel. And each day is another day in which persons are added.
I was at a production and marketing meeting in my community where we were discussing gluten, where we can unload our produce. So one of the road extension officer recommended us to Alex. I just get my phone, get registered, and that's it. Since Alex, we have more in demand than supply. It's been so good for us, trust me.
There are farmers who might not be technologically savvy to actually go on the system themselves, so they'll call into the center and ask, and these agro brokers will be able to put them on the system.
On a daily basis, I would say we get from maybe 20 calls per day or so from farmers. A lot of the calls that we do get, surprisingly, are farmers who are new to agriculture. They are curious about what Alex is about. Persons are now realizing that technology, agriculture, and production can all mix.
We supply and deliver produce, fruits, vegetables to hotels and restaurants. It's about 10 hotels that we supply on a weekly basis. Hotels that we supply, it's from small to large hotels. We found out about the Alex Center through a farmer. It is a very good initiative.
On a daily basis, we probably make contact with 20, 30 buyers on behalf of our farmers, and they themselves, the buyers do call the center. Buyers request varied amount of quantity per produce depending on what the usage is. If it's for agro-processing or export, the volumes will range from as small as a small agro-processor may need 80 pounds of sorrel or 100 pounds, 200 pounds, 300 pounds, but then you have an exporter who will need 10,000 pounds of sweet potato, 15,000 pounds of pumpkin, 20,000 pounds of other produce. So the volumes vary depending on the usage. We walk with the farmers and we stay with them until the transaction is completed, until they're paid, until the goods are delivered.
Our hotels are interested in buying local produce. There's really no substitute for the produce that we actually produce here. If you were to import any of our grown provision, it wouldn't taste the same. And therefore, there's really no incentive for the hotels to be purchasing overseas. What we have not had from our local industry is exactly where it is and in what quantities. And Alex has been able to solve that mischief somewhat.
It's simple, man. Just get the phone or come down to the road where the office is, register with Alex, and that's it.
In the fight against undernutrition, let's explore one protein option that is found in abundance in inland water bodies such as ponds and rivers and the great big sea that surrounds our island home.
We all love our protein: chicken, beef, pork. But how often do we eat fish? Is it only at Easter time or when you're at the beach? Incorporating more fish into your diet can be very beneficial to your health. Compared to red meats and poultry, fish has far less calories and cholesterol.
It's the saturated fats and the trans fats that our bodies use to make cholesterol. And fish and seafood have very little saturated fat and trans fat. So in truth and in fact, that makes it a very healthy source of protein.
Fish also has iron, which is important for good reasoning and memory, iodine, which can prevent mental problems in children, and selenium, vitamins, and carotenoids, which are antioxidants. Who knew that we could get so many nutrients from fish? And that's not all. Incorporating fish into our diet can even reduce the chances of developing certain diseases.
Studies have in fact shown that people who have a higher intake of fish compared to other meat sources have less heart disease, they suffer from fewer mood disorders, and they have less cognitive decline with age, so less dementia.
This is due to omega-3 fatty acids, a nutrient that is only found in a few other food sources, such as walnuts and flax seeds. But oily fish, such as sardines, tuna, mackerel, salmon, and trout, are excellent sources of omega-3s and are readily available at your convenience in supermarkets. So we want to add fish into our diet. In what ways can we do this?
So escovitch fish is one of our favorites. Now the onions and the carrots and the vinegar and the pimento, that's all fine. But we don't want to do a lot of deep frying. Deep frying adds calories. Nothing like a nice steamed fish, a nice roast fish. And when you roast your fish, you can stuff it with wonderful vegetables like callaloo and so on. So we have to find other ways. Many of us have broilers as a part of our stove and we've never utilized it. We don't know how it's used. And that gives us, I think, the closest taste to fried without adding a lot of oil.
So we've got different styles of cooking the fish, but what about flavor? Jamaicans love adding salt, but fish is already salty. Wouldn't that be too much sodium?
If we utilize other things like lime and lemon juice and or fresh seasonings or scotch bonnet pepper or onions or scallion, we can make our fish flavorful without adding a lot of extra sodium.
That sounds really tasty, but watch out for bones. Make sure to debone fish before giving your children. Even if the fish is bought deboned, check for fine bones with your fingers. If you're not careful, you could end up with a medical emergency. The recommended serving size per week is only 8 to 9 ounces of fish, or 2 to 3 servings per week. With an array of health benefits and a variety of ways to cook it, don't miss out on this lifestyle choice. Make a positive impact on your health by adding more fish to your diet.
It's the 9th staging of the JIS Heritage Competition, and this year we're talking slavery and reparation. Entries are now open, so listen up. Primary and prep school students, this is what you should do. Imagine that you are one of the 7 national heroes. Make your case for Jamaica to be compensated for the effects of slavery. Answer this question in an essay of 400 to 500 words and submit using the application form on our website, jis.gov.jm. Entrants must be aged 9 to 12 years old. Secondary students, the poster competition is for you. Submit your digital or illustrated posters to depict the theme, Jamaica, a case for reparation. The photo competition is open to tertiary students in accredited Jamaican institutions. Send us a photo, also representing the theme, Jamaica, a case for reparation. All entries should be submitted using the application form on the JIS website. For more information, contact 876-922-3590, extension 2137 or 2132. You may also email heritageessay@jis.gov.jm, heritageposter@jis.gov.jm, and heritagephoto@jis.gov.jm. Deadline for entries is Monday, October 28. Go ahead, express yourself in the JIS Heritage Competition 2019. Just before we break, we showed you the benefits of adding seafood to your diet. There are, of course, other foods you will need to consume to get all the nutrients that your body needs for proper function and maintenance.
Eating healthy by having a balanced diet consisting of items from all the food groups and consuming the right portions is important to get the nutrients vital for disease prevention, growth, and good health. Essential nutrients are building blocks for the cells that make up the body, from bone to muscle, skin, and hair. One of the most critical ones is protein, which is made up of different amino acids, some of which the body can make on its own. We need a variety of proteins to function properly, many of which can only come from the foods we eat. Meats, fish, and eggs are essential sources from animals, while plant sources include beans, nuts, and some grains. How much protein you need daily depends on a variety of factors, including how active you are and your age. Carbohydrates are the main nutrients for fueling the body's energy needs, especially our central nervous system and brain. They help protect against diseases, but some carbohydrates are healthier than others. Some healthy sources include your fresh produce, such as yam, banana, breadfruit, and tubers, as well as whole grains, fiber-rich vegetables, and fruits. Less healthy sources include refined grains and products with added sugar. Fats often get a bad rap, but it's important to know that healthy fats are essential to our body's function. Fats aid in vitamin and mineral absorption, blood clotting, building cells, and muscle movement. Fats are high in calories, which is a measure of energy from foods, but the World Health Organization recommends keeping daily calorie intake from fat at under 30%. Including healthy fats, which are the unsaturated fats in your diet, can help balance blood sugar, decrease the risk of heart disease and type 2 diabetes, and improve brain function. Healthy fats are also powerful anti-inflammatories and can lower the risk for arthritis, cancer, and Alzheimer's disease. Some of the well-known unsaturated fats are the omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids. Sources of these healthy fats include fish, seeds, nuts, and vegetable oils, olive, avocado, and flax seeds. Trans fats are to be avoided, and we should also limit our intake of saturated fats, of which the main sources are animal-based and include butter, cheese, red meat, and ice cream. Vitamins are organic compounds essential for normal growth and are required in small quantities. There are 13 essential vitamins that the body needs, and these help lower the risk of diseases such as lung and prostate cancer. Vitamin A supports healthy vision, skin, and bones. Powerful antioxidants like vitamin C boost the immune system and helps the body heal. Eating a varied and well-balanced diet of fruits and vegetables should supply the body with the required vitamins. Minerals are also important nutrients needed for building strong bones and teeth. They help with regulating our body's metabolism and keeping us properly hydrated. The mineral calcium strengthens bones and teeth and helps with nerve signal transmission. It also helps to maintain healthy blood pressure and with muscle contraction and relaxation. Iron supports red blood cells and hormone creation, while the mineral zinc boosts the immune system and wound healing. The body also needs water, which improves brain function and mood, and acts as a shock absorber and lubricant in the body. Water also flushes our toxins, carries nutrients to cells, hydrates the body, and prevents constipation. Even mild dehydration can make us feel tired and impair concentration and physical performance. In addition to drinking water, we can hydrate ourselves by eating fruits and vegetables such as spinach and watermelon. Start treating your body right. As you grab your next meal, make sure you're getting all the nutrients needed in their right proportion.
At the top of the show, we mentioned that today is being observed as World Food Day. On this day, people around the world come together, committing to eradicate worldwide hunger in whatever way they can. Here are some reasons you should join the fight. Number 1, eliminating world hunger could save the lives of 3.1 million children a year. Number 2, Ending child undernutrition could increase a developing country's GDP by 16.5%. Number 3, properly nourished mothers have healthier babies with stronger immune systems. Number 4, eliminating iron deficiency in a population could boost workplace productivity by up to 20%. And number 5, ending nutrition-related child mortality could increase a workforce by 9.4%. We're encouraging you to join the movement. Run with the hashtag World Food Day and hashtag Zero Hunger and help make our country and the world the place of choice to live, work, raise families, and do business. That's all the time we have for you on today's show, but if you missed anything, you can watch it all again on our website or our YouTube channel. Don't forget to keep up with us on our Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter pages. And remember, it is important for us to realize that we can make progress against world hunger. On behalf of the entire production team, I'm Theodore Henry. Do take care.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.
Coming up on Wealth Magazine Business Access, we'll be speaking with Yannick Page, a trailblazer who has embarked on a journey to transform how SMEs do business. Being an entrepreneur herself, Yannick will tell how she got into business on a shoestring budget and made a name for herself as an executive producer, business coach, and the managing director for Future Services International.
I'm Yannick Page, Managing Director, Future Services International. Yannick Page is an entrepreneur who is living on purpose. My focus is to empower people. I'm a social entrepreneur, and any business that I'm involved in is usually one that is socially driven, one that I measure success by the impact that I'm able to have on people's lives. So I started as a pioneer in legal funding and litigant support, and have diversified into a number of different areas, in particular business support services, a big focus on building Jamaica's entrepreneurial ecosystem, and a more sophisticated entrepreneurial class, right? People who are focused on starting businesses out of opportunities, and being able to create jobs and wealth for themselves and really make Jamaica a better place. I'm a mom, I'm a wife, right? And so I try to create balance in all of those roles. I was born at Nuttall Hospital, and I started school at Immaculate Prep. That's my earliest memory of school. Just a very strong sense of discipline. I kind of grew up for some of my life with both my parents. Eventually my parents got divorced, and so I pretty much grew up in a single parent household, right? With a very driven mother who was very entrepreneurial, father, same thing. And so I kind of developed that passion for entrepreneurship very early. Very early we were taught that the way that you actually earn an income is through hard work and creating value for other people. When I was young, I didn't have any confidence. I really didn't. And I would walk with my head down like this. And my father would say, walk with your head up. And it's something I didn't understand, why he would drill it and he would insist. But now I realize that once you get your children to develop that sense of confidence, they are able to do almost anything, right? Because if you build yourself, I believe you can build almost anything. After Immaculate Prep, went to Immaculate High. I passed for Immaculate High School and enjoyed my years there until I got to fourth form. And in fourth form, you have to choose your subjects that you're going to do in CXC. And I wanted to do a mixture of the arts and the sciences. And at Immaculate High, they pretty much allowed you to choose, but then they would make the final decision for you. And I didn't get any subjects that I wanted. And so I moved. My mother was able to transfer me to St. Andrew High. The first term in 4th form, I started at Immaculate and then I transferred to St. Andrew High for girls. And I did 2 years there and was able to do exactly what I wanted to do. So from very early, you kind of see the kind of parents that I did have, because my mother was very focused on, I want you to do what you want to do. And I'm not even going to allow the school system to restrict you in terms of determining your future. And that's something that was very impactful for me. You know, it's something that as a parent, I try to emulate myself. My high school years were my worst years. A big part of that was because my parents were going through a divorce, and it was very traumatic on the entire family. And those are things that I still remember. And life just completely changed. And it was very difficult to kind of manage that adjustment. The second thing is that when I actually passed common entrance and got to high school, I couldn't see anything. I remember going to class and I could not see the board. And actually, I remember that I couldn't see from even common entrance, right? I remember I couldn't see. And what was interesting was that I was actually very nearsighted and didn't realize and didn't say anything. And so I would actually just tune out of all the classes because I couldn't see. I was at the back, can't see the blackboard, and I wasn't learning anything. And so for years, it wasn't until really catastrophe when, you know, I was pretty much failing in almost every single subject area that, you know, they decided that, okay, we need to get this child some psychological help, and we need to see what's going on. And in all of those investigations, they realized that, you know, the changes were having an impact on me, and that I couldn't see. And just actually getting glasses changed my whole life because I started to perform better. But at the same time, I think a lot of the fundamentals had been lost. That platform was really, you know, when in first form you should be mastering a lot of the subject areas. I didn't do it then, and so I literally struggled throughout high school. And it wasn't because I was dunce, you know. And it's amazing. I think, and I'd like to say this. Children bloom and people bloom at their own time and their own pace. And we have an educational system that still does not recognize that children go through different things and that people go through different things and that they will bloom at different times. And it's the same for all of us. And that they have different likes and different areas of specialization and things that they are better at. But we kind of have this one size fits all. And I was very fortunate because there are many people who have gone through the education system who have a lot of potential in several different areas. But without that strong family support, they'll actually never reach their potential. And that for me is sad and disheartening. And it's something that I hope that we can change and impact, you know, because it's something that really holds us back as a people. I remember that I had a history teacher who I cared for so much. She was somebody that I really liked. And I remember her saying that she didn't think that I would amount to much, you know. And it was very impactful because here was a teacher that I was fond of who was already pronouncing, right? And who was really unkind. And it kind of was that moment when I thought, okay, I'm not going to amount to much. It's amazing. And for years I carried that. And I remember when I started my first business at 17, you know, and things were really down. I started my first business, and after 2 years I had to close it. It was devastating. I worked very hard. I worked 6 days a week at a beauty and skincare store. And we did beauty products, manicure, pedicure. And everything was just wrong in terms of the location that we chose was wrong. There wasn't adequate parking. It was upstairs. We didn't have a budget for marketing. The products were too expensive. They were imported. I mean, I was just doing everything wrong. You know, this is why until you build yourself, you can't really build anything. And I remember that when I was at rock bottom, I was thinking, boy, you know, all these people were right. I'm not gonna amount to much. But my mother had this thing that she would constantly say. She would say, Yannick, the stone that the builder refuses will become the cornerstone. Yannick, the stone that the builder refuses will become the cornerstone. And she would repeat it to me again and again. And even when I felt like this was the end, even when I actually had to close the store and I was broke, I owed everybody. I remember being somewhere and being so thirsty. I said this up to recently, being somewhere and being so thirsty. And I couldn't afford to buy a drink. And I remember looking for every dollar coin I could find, and it wasn't enough to buy a drink. And I was stuck at this place for several hours. And this nice man came to me and started talking, and I was like, okay, this man is trying to pick me up. And eventually he said, can I buy you a drink? Listen, if I didn't believe in God up to that point, that was because I really felt like I was going to faint from exhaustion and heat and dehydration. And here is this man just out of the blue. God just sent him to buy me a drink. He really did, and I was so grateful. But to this day, if I drop a dollar coin anywhere, if I go to the US and drop a penny, I am certain I'm not leaving it. It's a principle that has stuck with me. Every dollar is valuable because I remember what it was like to be at rock bottom. Years ago, I was seriously injured in a motor vehicle accident. And I suffered head injuries. My head had to be shaved. And I actually had other complications as a result of that.
We are serious about the business of real estate, so catch Home Sweet Home Sundays at 4:30 p.m. or if you missed it, check our website at batvja.com.
My entrepreneurship career pretty much started at age 17. I had done sixth form in 1 year. And I was ready to start a business. I didn't see myself going back to school. It just wasn't something that I wanted for myself. So I kind of grew up seeing everybody in business and I wanted to do that. And again, I had the work ethic right. I had the ambition right. What I lacked was the knowledge. I wasn't mature enough. I didn't have the education. And so I needed to have built myself. So that 2 years was a heck of a lesson, right? I worked very hard, 6 days a week. Very long hours, and the only time I ever remember being paid was during peak season, like Christmas, Valentine's Day. But outside of that, I was literally bearing hungry for 2 years. And at the end of that period, my mother decided that you're going to go back to school. And she said if she has to sell every piece of furniture in the house, she's going to find a way for me to go to university. And she did that, and I literally scraped in with her pushing me. If it wasn't for her, it wouldn't have happened, would never. And I give her everything for that. And so I literally scraped into university, had to work and go to school. I got in at what you call lower level matriculation, which is really when you barely get in. And so I decided that I was going to work very hard. And I decided that I knew what it felt like to be at the bottom, and I didn't want to be there anymore. And then she would keep repeating, the stone that the builder refuses will become the cornerstone. So when I got to the University of the West Indies, right, I worked really hard. All the lecturers knew me by name. I would sit at the front of the class. A lot of these lecturers would still remember me because I was a person who would ask a lot of questions. I really did read for my degree, and everything was applicable to me. This is why I strongly believe that there's such huge value in working and going to school. And I think if everybody had the opportunity to do that, would be better off. Because there was a big difference between myself going to university and my colleagues who had never worked. They weren't as focused. They weren't as diligent. And I had everything to lose, And so at the end of doing my first degree, I did a degree in management studies and psychology. I actually won a scholarship to do a master's in development studies with a concentration in social policy. And that was a big thing for me because I didn't know how I was going to pay for it. Unfortunately, I won an academic scholarship. And then I did that and did exceptionally well at the Sir Arthur Lewis Institute of Social and Economic Studies. And I graduated at the top of my class with distinction. I copped every award. And it's fascinating because I really believe that people bloom at different times. So here was a C student throughout high school who then went on to, top my cohort at the university, in postgraduate studies, we have some very distinguished politicians, and even our Prime Minister, who was in my cohort at Sir Arthur Lewis Institute of Social and Economic Studies. So, we really had very brilliant people there. And, it's a testament, I think, to just the fact that, when you work hard, doesn't matter what your circumstances were before or how hard you struggled. Once you want it, and it's your time, and you own it, you can achieve it. My professional career post-university involved, teaching and research. I actually was a teaching and research assistant at the University of the West Indies. And after that, I, went into social policy. I was, my focus was really on how do I solve social problems. That was a very important thing for me. And so I worked in several different organizations, companies, but at the back of my mind, I always wanted to start a business. And let me tell you which business I wanted to start. And I don't think I've ever shared this on camera before. I know I've never. Okay, so this will be the first time I'm sharing this. Years ago, I was seriously injured in a motor vehicle accident. And I suffered head injuries. My head had to be shaved. And I actually had other complications as a result of that. And at the time, I was entitled to not only have all of my medical bills paid for, but all of the pain and suffering. There were so many other things that I was entitled to, and that nobody told me about. So here it was that I suffered this major accident, which really set me back, and nobody told me what my rights were. And it wasn't until the 6 years passed, so 6 years, where the statute of limitation has been exhausted, that's it, that I actually learned what my rights were. And so I always wanted to make an impact in the area of justice. And so that was the motivation for starting Future Services International, which is Jamaica's first legal funding and litigant support company, first in the Caribbean to offer that kind of service, where we focus on helping people who had suffered any kind of loss, injury, damage, or harm by, one, educating them about their rights, two, connecting them with legal professionals, and three, actually providing funding, right, so that what happened to me would not happen to anybody else. It wouldn't have to happen. And that company has been transformational in so many ways in this Jamaican landscape. And so many people have been able to access the formal justice system because of funding that we've provided, right? And that's something that I'm very grateful for. I think it's purpose. Sometimes we go through really horrible things, and the aim is for you to really learn and make an impact so others don't go through it. Sometimes you ask, why me? And you kind of say, well, why not me? Because I'm the person who can actually, and until you felt it, you don't know what people go through. And I felt it. And so, interestingly enough, having launched Future Services and having seen clients who actually got justice, we would follow up with them, right? I'm really passionate about following up with people, see how they're doing. 6 months later, people would tell us that they exhaust their settlements. These are people who couldn't work. And so I realized that people actually needed financial advice, right? They needed to better spend this money because some of them couldn't work after. So I approached financial institutions, wrote to them, called them, would you be willing to give financial advice to our clients? And they said, no, this is not, these are not customers that we would want, because pretty much is what they were saying, because they get one-off settlements. And when they put their money in, they're just going to come and take it out. So it's expensive. They just didn't see them as valuable clients. And so you know what I did? I started doing business training for clients, started offering workshops, and that's what piqued my interest in terms of how do I actually move on to become a certified entrepreneurship trainer. And then I started doing work with the Young Entrepreneurs Association, and I realized that people needed advice and support. And then I thought about my own journey as a young entrepreneur, and that, you know, if I had the knowledge, I don't know where I would be. So I said, well, you know, let's do this on a big scale, right? Because I had been exposed to television and I had the skills. I knew how to actually try to create a program, and so that's how I actually ended up creating The Innovators, right? Which is a TV show that really has helped so many entrepreneurs. The aim is to get people to think about, how do I start a business? How do I do it in the right way? What are the resources that are available to me? And so that's the platform, and that's how I got into that. I have a new company, and it's called Market Entry USA. It's registered in the United States. And the problem that this company will solve for many Caribbean businesses is access to the US market and connections within the US market. And the reality is that governments and experts have been telling entrepreneurs for years that you cannot focus on your market alone. You have to try to export your goods and your services, and you have to find more attractive markets, and you have to earn foreign exchange. And Market Entry USA will be doing that. And that's what's exciting for 2017. One of the things that I've been very fortunate to experience is a lot of exposure globally, both on the entrepreneurial space generally, as an entrepreneurship trainer. I'm a writer for MasterCard. I'm a writer for the Sunday Gleaner, and it's Miss MasterCard Caribbean, and my articles are now translated in Spanish for MasterCard Colombia, and that's great impact, right? It means that anybody, you don't have to have any big last name, you can look just like me, and all you need is that education or the skill that you want to develop, and you can really globally make an impact. I've focused a lot on helping women. Women in business has been my passion, and young people in business as well, but especially women, because I grew up with a single mother who was an entrepreneur, who worked very hard and who just didn't have all the facilities that she needed. So it's very difficult in terms of childcare, in terms of taking care of her own. We take care of the elderly, the children, and financially it's hard, right? So I am the official representative for We Connect International in the Caribbean. I represent the Caribbean. We Connect is a global nonprofit, one of the largest and most well-respected for women entrepreneurs globally. What I've been able to do is to get We Connect to come to the Caribbean. And what We Connect does is that it enables women, business owners, who want to access global markets and global networks to do so. And it's through certification as well as education and empowerment and actual, making those connections and bringing them to the table with corporates who are actually looking to do business with women. I will focus on businesses not because they have the potential to generate huge profits. Other people can do that. We have enough of those entrepreneurs. I focus on businesses that can make this country a better place, this region a better place, this world a better place. That is my vision. And I need to do that and at the same time maintain my role as a mother, a wife, and that I also take care of Yannick. And that means that there has to be balance and harmony. So I'm not afraid to say I have probably an abundance of opportunities. There is no shortage. There's an abundance. And it's very difficult for me to be able to push back and say, remember your purpose, remember your focus. And sometimes people aren't too happy because they want you to do all these things, and yes, but you just have to remember that the goal is not to be rich. The goal is to focus on where you can make the most impact and where you can add the most value and what really your purpose is. Truthfully, for young people who kind of want to figure stuff out, I'll tell you that I think the best decision I made was choosing the right partner.
I'm Butch Hendrickson. You're watching BATV, Serious About Business.
I've been married for 13 years this year, and my husband and I have 2 boys. And, family is very important, right? For us, it really is the most critical thing. And so we try to make sure that we make space for that. More and more, we're focused on living a healthy lifestyle, setting a good example for the boys, spending more time with them, getting them into several activities. And really, I don't want to be that parent who is never available. And I'll tell you the truth, I remember my parents working so hard that I don't recall them picking me up from school very often. I don't recall them being at every single event. They tried, but they were so into working so hard to, and I don't want to do that. And that's something that I've made a commitment that it's just not going to be me. I'm going to be that parent who makes the time to drop you at school and to pick you up, and I want to hear how your day has gone, and I want to spend time with you doing homework, and I want to kind of, enjoy those moments with you so that you know that this is what matters most, And my husband has very similar values, and it's helpful because I think when I reflect on my journey, there are many people who have had an impact on me, and probably my biggest supporter and the person who has really made so much possible for me is my husband. And I have to recognize that you can't do it alone, and you need that strong family support. And then, it helps when you have that type of partner. And, truthfully, for young people who kind of want to figure stuff out, I'll tell you that I think the best decision I made was choosing the right partner and learning very early that we were going to set certain goals and that we were going to go on this path together because you're stronger together. I really believe that. But having an enabling relationship has been so helpful for my journey. So when I do travel, I don't necessarily have to worry because I do have that strong support. And I have a big cheerleader, and I have a sounding board, and I have a friend, and that's something that can't trade that for the world. That's everything. What makes me jump out of bed every morning is a firm, honest belief that God has called me to this. I believe that. I believe that this is my purpose. And I believe that people are relying on me, and I can change people's lives. And I have the power to do it, and I know I have been doing it. And if I don't do it, there's gonna be a void. So that's what makes me jump out, because people are relying on me in so many different spheres. For years, I've offered mentorship to younger people. I really do a lot in terms of, when I just started business, one of the things that was mandatory was that everybody had to actually give back service. And we would go to, several, for example, missionaries of the poor, and we would volunteer our time. It's not just giving money, it's kind of understanding what the needs are in this country, how people are suffering, and what help you can give, and really just experiencing, because it makes you more grateful and at the same time more determined to make an impact. And one of the best things for me recently was that I went to a pharmacy recently, and I was looking for something, and this young girl who works there said to me, I can help you, but do you remember me? But I meet so many people, so I said, I'm sure I met her, but I can't remember exactly. And she said, you know, you mentored me. I'm from the inner city, and she told me the community, and you are my mentor. And her name is Casey. And she said, thank you. And it brought tears to my eyes, because here was this young girl who literally every night, gunshot, you know, and she had blossomed into this, just this radiant, you know, just articulate, you know, just wonderful young girl. And I had had an impact in some way. And I've had other people contact me who I mentored years ago. And so if you can afford to share your time, your wisdom, anything with other people, especially those who are in the position you were in, oh my God, many of us forget where we start. That's everything, you know. It's not about the money, not about cutting a check and you have the PR. What is that? That's not about that, right? It's about really making an impact and touching people. Everything is about people. Wealth for me is living your purpose, doing what you're passionate about, being happy while you're doing it, being happy about the person you are and that you have become, and really enjoying a wholesome life, right? Which means you don't compromise your family, you don't compromise your values, you don't compromise the things that you really stand for, and that you make an impact, a real impact. It's not about money. Not about money, it's about impact. You know, how is this country, this community, this world a better place because of what you've done? And if you really honestly can't say that you've made that impact, I don't think you're successful. I don't think you've really created any real wealth.
You're watching Business Access TV.
Business Access.
Business Access.
Business Access.
Business Access.
You are watching Business Access TV.
Business Access TV.
Serious about business.
Serious about business.
The patrons of the 14th Regional Investment and Capital Market Conference have gotten the opportunity to sit back a little and unwind as the annual networking session takes place. Business Access TV is here to bring you some of the highlights.
I just want to take this time out to introduce our Managing Director, Mrs. Street Forest, the lovely. She's going to come forward and give us just a few words on what has been happening, and of course to continue to, tell us that we need to enjoy ourselves tonight, because yes, we're talking business, we're talking about investment, we're talking about building a better nation, a better region, a better world. But Mrs. Street Forest, please come and grace the microphone. Thank you, ma'am. Looking lovely as usual. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Let me extend a warm welcome to you again at this function. I am really going to be very short, because what I want to really do is to thank you all for coming out. Thank you for supporting us for the last 14 years. There are persons here who are new to the event, some who have been with us for the last 14 years. I cannot stop I have to continue to thank our sponsors, our participants, and all the persons who have made this possible for us. As the evening wears on, I just want you to enjoy yourself, let your hair down, and ensure that we do what we need to do in terms of networking, meeting new people from all over the globe, and just enjoy yourself. Thank you.
Well, my name is Orlando Soto. I'm the CEO of Acobo Broker Dealer from Costa Rica. We're looking to list a mutual fund, real estate, in the Jamaican Stock Exchange. This is my first time at this event. I really congratulate you guys for the 15th anniversary and also for the spirit that the event has over people, over companies that wanted to be listed on the exchange, and in general to the CEO. She's wonderful. I think you have a gold mine in Jamaica, and for many years to come, and good progress to Jamaican companies.
So separate and apart from the Jamaican market being the best stock market in the world, what led you to thinking about listing in Jamaica?
Well, besides that, Jamaican broker dealers, good partnerships with them. They're good people, very sophisticated. I found very good partners. Very interesting market, not only because of the market, but also because of the people.
Which stock exchange is the best performing stock exchange for 2018?
Jamaica Stock Exchange.
Is she correct? Oh my goodness, you are correct. We have to thank every single member of the stock exchange because we could not do it without you. Thanks for being the best performing stock exchange in the world.
So how was 2018 for your business?
Well, 2018 for my business was good. We decided to come to Jamaica because Jamaica imports about $1 billion a year in produce to service their resort community. I live in Las Vegas. Las Vegas imports about $2 billion a year of produce from California and Mexico. So we decided to come down here and grow produce and service the resort community. The investment conference has been great. Met a lot of people that I already have known, and then was able to meet some people that I hadn't known. So it's been very, very beneficial.
Is it your first year here?
No, I've lived between Montego Bay and Kingston for about 7 years, and moved back to the States in 2004, and I'm back now.
So what can we expect from your business for 2019?
You can expect us to launch in 2019 and grow produce, supply resorts, and expand and continue to grow.
Career Moves has always explored interesting careers, highlighting all you may not have known about them. This season is no different.
Coming back to Jamaica, everyone's like, Fizzy what? Fizzy who?
When you find a bright boy or girl in the class and people say, what are you going to be? The parents will say, you have to go be a doctor, you have to go be a lawyer. Nobody says you have to go be a politician.
Let me see your hands!
Tune in Tuesdays at 8 p.m. on Business Access TV.
The Good Life, your trusted source for useful health and wellness information, lifestyle tips for the mind, body, and soul. Tune in Tuesdays at 8:30 p.m. on Business Access TV.
we are serious about the business of real estate, so catch Home Sweet Home Sundays at 4:30 p.m. or if you missed it, check our website at batvja.com.
Man shoulder fearful. Aye, inna me chain bling bling. Aye, bad mind is a sin. Unity we
Fling.
a big. Dancers feel it good than another. If you fight that, me picking out a feather. Don't bad mind my brother when them a go the leather. Money man happy go get the cheddar. If you not like that, hold them there, hold them there, hold them there. Hold them there,
Pull it up!
How have you been enjoying this evening's proceedings?
God, it has been fabulous. I've been having some wonderful opportunities to network. Just congratulating Mrs. Marlene Street Forest on the amazing job that she's been doing with the Jamaica Stock Exchange, how she's effectively led the team, just pulling out the best out of the people that she has around her, and how she's been, managed to keep the stock exchange on top, and just getting to know some other persons, some other players in the market, like Carlos from NASDAQ, and many other persons are here tonight.
So have you been at the conference overall?
Oh yes, I came here yesterday. I was here all day today, and tomorrow I'll be on. I'll be speaking in the afternoon, and I'll be here all day as well. It's a staple event for me. Like every year, I look forward to it. I mean, of the 14 years, I think I may have done 10 out of the 14 years. Yeah.
So you can basically say that this is certainly something that you have done in your calendar for every year.
Oh, absolutely, definitely. It has to be. Like, it's one of those events that get you started for the year. And, you get to meet some of the people that you will need to help you to win all the plans that you have. So you identify all the persons who are there and say, yeah, you know what, let's partner, let's connect. So, yeah.
Do you have a business?
Oh, yes. So my original business is Pato Apparel, but I have formed out since then the Entrepreneurial You, which is a leadership and entrepreneurial brand. So we have a podcast, the Entrepreneurial You podcast, where I interview people like Seth Godin, Richard Branson, and so much more. And then there's LeaderCast, LeaderCast Kingston, LeaderCast Women, and LeaderCast Kingston is happening May 10 this year. So look out for it.
All right, so tell us, how have you been enjoying this evening's function?
It has been absolutely amazing. The vibe is nice, the food is good, and just to be at a function where it's rigorous, it's talking about figures all day, but just to let your hair down and just enjoy yourself and interact with the visitors from all over the world that's here to experience the stock exchange function this year.
Is it your first year here?
Yes, it's my first year, and I'm having a great time.
What brought you here?
Well, I wanted to see the launch of the Jamaica Social Stock Exchange because as an entrepreneur in the social enterprise space, it has been long anticipated and long fought for to see a social stock exchange. And I have friends like Defcan and Alpha who were part of that, so I really wanted to see the launch.
Certainly a good opportunity for social projects to get funding, and funding an issue for social projects generally in Jamaica?
Absolutely. Well, first of all, I just wanted to note that in terms of the understanding of what social enterprise is, there has been a lacking because social enterprise, they don't only serve a social cause, but they're also enterprising, as the term says. So they make their own money, and when funds are invested in social enterprises, it's to make further social impact and to find other ways to be enterprising and make more money. So it's amazing that Jamaica has woken up and have smelled the coffee, because there are social stock exchanges in other parts of the world. And I think with this focus, then we can look at being number one more year. So just like 2015 and now 2018. And now we're looking at social value. So I think we have woken up, we have smelled the coffee, and the best is yet to come for the Jamaica Stock Exchange.
Be sunshine when I look at you.
It's a thing I can't explain. Just the things that you do. And if you get lonely, just call me and take a second to give to me that magic you make and every day. Love me your own special way. Melt all my heart away with a smile. Take time to tell me you really care, and we'll share tomorrows forever. I'll always love you forever.
Okay, what year did the Jamaica Pegasus first host the conference? That is the investment conference. You tell me.
I'm going to go with 2010.
You are absolutely right. Please to take this box from my hand because it's so heavy. On a clapping.
Also with me is a good friend of mine, Kamario Davis. How are you, sir?
I am good. How's it going?
It's been going well for me, but how's it been going for you? You enjoying this evening's function?
I am. It's really good. You know, anything Jamaican is always enjoyable. I just said it's really enjoyable. I mean, really enjoying myself tonight.
What does Jamaica being the best stock market mean to you?
It means investment. It means more money in pocket for me. It means more money in pocket for the Jamaican people.
But as a young person though, do you think young people generally should be concerned about stocks and stock market performance, that kind of thing? Is that important?
In all honesty, I do think that they need to play a part in stock exchange because it is highly important as it relates to you creating a job for yourself. So generating income as a young person is very important. And so I think that young people really need to focus on the stock market to make some money.
Especially being that the youth unemployment rate is, though it's trending downward, it's still particularly high. So it's something that you think they should definitely look into, correct?
Most definitely, most definitely. We always want to venture into the traditional careers. We want to be doctors, lawyers, teachers, whatever the sort. But we need to start thinking about how to create employment for ourselves. Why not invest on the stock market? Why not invest into Walmart? Why not invest in Jamaica Boilers, Sagicor, whatever it is that you feel you need to invest in. It's a really good opportunity, and I think young people of Jamaica need to start focusing there.
Hey, me say me love you like a free Wi-Fi.
Me and you together like a pizza and rice. Without you, me can't sleep at night. Cause me fi be your husband, you fi be my wife. Why? Me say me love you like a free Wi-Fi. Me and you together like a pizza and rice. Why? Without you, me can't sleep at night. Promise you woulda never leave my side. Me no need no password to get no access. Anytime you come around, instantly you connect like Wi-Fi pan. One of me gadget and you full of energy like a magnum tonic wine. Me fascinated by everything you do. Looking at me future, girl, let me see you too. To the altar, me ready figure bring you go. The ratings you're taller than a pinnacle.
So, Mrs. Street Forest, 14 years of celebration of knowledge exchange. How has it been for you this year?
It has been fantastic. You recognize that it has been really wonderful with the participants, the sponsors, and really those persons who have presented. We've had all the prime ministers of Barbados, prime ministers of Jamaica, past prime ministers, and they have given us quite a bit to think about. And what they have also given us is some amount of ingredients to go forward and do better. So I think that now we are poised to put in the necessary provisions in order to grow the capital market further than it is.
Historic launch this year, the Jamaica Social Stock Exchange. Tell us about how the environment is feeling about that, how persons are reacting to that.
Persons are reacting positively to it. Persons who want to give have called. Persons who want to list projects have also called. It has been so positive. Persons have asked exactly what this is, and we are going to have to explain it and explain it again. But we have no problem with that because we know that the social stock exchange will contribute to the growth and development of the third sector, the social sector. And we know that this growth is going to be positive for the entire Jamaica.
So finally, what can we expect for the 15th staging?
Well, the 15th staging, we should really allow the 14th to be finished. But we know that the 15th staging each year, we get better and better. And the 15th staging, we want to embrace more of the region. We want to embrace more of the world. And definitely, as we do with each year, we say what has been achieved from the past. And naturally, for the 15th staging, we will want to report back to you to say, look, we have gained and garnered this amount of funds for the social exchange, and this is what it has done for Jamaica. So we want to report back to you the success that we have had for the 14th.
Certainly looking forward to it, and we hope that then Jamaica will still be the top stock exchange in the world. Thank you so much, Mrs. Street Forest.
You're most welcome.
We've come to the end of the 14th staging of the Regional Investment and Market Capital Conference's networking session. I'm Javon Keys for Business Access TV, serious about business.
It's season 12, and Wealth Magazine Business Access is here to keep you business savvy. With an impressive mix of some of Jamaica's most inspiring business moguls, we continue to keep Jamaica informed, empowered, and ready to dominate. Tune in Sundays at 5 p.m. only on BATV.
You're watching
Business Access.
Business Access.
Business Access.
Business Access TV.
serious about business.
You're watching Business Access TV.
Business Access.
Business Access. Business Access.
Business Access.
You are watching Business Access TV.
Business Access TV.
Serious about business.
Serious about business.
Well,
Business Magazine is back at it again with Corporate Mingle. Today we're here at the Reggae Mill Bar, where executives, creatives, entrepreneurs are here to mix and mingle. I'm your host, Amita Pasadre. Please stay tuned for highlights.
Thank you to the team from Wealth, and thank you for you being here. We're here to introduce you to the newest way to deal with Western Union. This is the way of the future. This is how you will be handling your Western Union business going forward. It's called westernunion.com.
Grace Kennedy Money Services is in partnership with CME today here at Corporate Mingle. Talk to me about that.
So, Grace Kennedy Money Services is the home of Western Union, Bill Express, FX Trader. Today we're here with CME because we have an exciting new product to push, and this is the ideal target audience or corporates. Because you know what? Corporate people, they're always on the go, they're always moving, they don't have time sometimes to just get to a Western Union location to do their business. So we have a platform where they can stay wherever they are as long as they have an internet connection and they can send a money transfer. That's why we're here, we're pushing that. So woo.com is the name of the website, and it allows you to send a money transfer to anywhere in Jamaica or to 200 countries across the world. Wherever a Western Union location is, you can send a money transfer. You need to send some money, you need to send it fast. Register, go on woo.com, send it. All you have, the only money you spent is that money that you're trying to send. That's it. No credit card fees, no processing fees, no transfer fees, nothing. Zero. And you have to be registered. It's a registered service. Part of registration that you have to do, you start online. But you have to satisfy our own Jamaican regulations, Bank of Jamaica regulations. You have to go into a location with your ID that you registered with to validate. And that's it. All we need to do is to be able to see your ID, see you, and know that you are who this ID is. That's it. Once you've been validated, you never have to go back into a location to receive money ever again.
It's Corporate Mingle Networking with a purpose. We're here today at the Reggae Mill Bar. Talk to us about what's happening.
All right, so this is our fourth staging of the Corporate Mingle, and this is the first time actually coming to this location. We have a mixed crowd because we have Bumblebee as a sponsor. We have Grace Kennedy, Western Union, Business Access TV, and of course, Adam and Eve Day Spa. So we have a very mixed crowd. We have mature, younger persons here. It's always a new venue, so we kept trying something new so persons don't get used to the same venue, and it's always here again. It's always a new place, preferably somewhere hip, as you see Reggae Mill is where all the festivities happening now for the young people. We have different networking games. We have our wonderful host, as usual, Amisa. So we try to keep it interactive, get persons involved, talking to each other, mingling, networking. Of course, drinks flowing, so people flowing, conversations flowing.
So talk to us a little bit in regards to what exactly it is that Bumblebee does.
So Bumblebee is a digital media agency, so we look at we can consider traditional digital media, which is the Facebook and the Instagram and the Twitter and Google, of course, but we're also into programmatic, and definitely the leading product that we offer is Wi-Fi advertising, which is new to Jamaica. So we are partners with Growth Tech, and they're committed to making Wi-Fi like oxygen. So we're committed to helping brands build brand loyalty by helping to make Wi-Fi like oxygen by partnering and sponsoring that Wi-Fi. So we're the leaders in that regard. We have amazing click-through rates, which is above every other digital platform that is currently here. So we are seeing click-through rates of between 10 and 30% and lead generations of over 30%, which is not heard of in the region. So this is really something big that brands can and should get into.
I've been here for a very long time. We've been building our product for the past 3 years, and I've been coming here, building networks, building my social network. So this is not my first time I've been here.
Tell me about your business, Intranet Solutions.
Intranet Solutions, we offer social Wi-Fi to businesses. So instead of persons signing in with a passcode, they use their social media handles. So they use Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, whichever handle is there at the time. Once persons sign in, companies get their demographic information because they would have approved and allowed for you to get that information. So it's a way to build on your marketing list and a way to improve your business overall.
Talk to me about O'Shane Bryant Fitness.
All right, so O'Shane Bryant Fitness, we don't have a fixed location. We're predominantly at UEMONA campus, but of course we're a fitness entity that's geared towards giving Jamaica the most affordable health and fitness lifestyle. It's a lifestyle, not a fad thing.
Well, it's my second time coming to a mingle. I'm really enjoying it. Perfect place to mingle, to get your business out there and learn about your peers and what's going on.
It's that time where we bid you farewell. Thank you for tuning in to Business Access TV and our coverage of Corporate Mingle here at the Reggae Mill Bar. I've been your host, Amita Pasadweb, and you're watching Business Access TV, serious about business.
Sundays at 4:30 p.m. It's all about Home Sweet Home. Get your half-hour dose of the business of real estate, from laws and concepts to reality, building, buying, or renting. Or what about trends in decor or renovations? Home Sweet Home will keep you up to date.
Out of 21 finalists in the Digicel Foundation's Face of Change competition, the top contenders were chosen and rewarded for their contribution to social development in Jamaica. This week on Caring Hands, we introduce to you the competition's top 3 finalists. The third place finalist, the Eastwood Gardens Youth for Progress Youth Club, was started just a few years ago. One of their main focuses is the education of young people in the community.
We are 3 years old. We started in 2014 out of a need to assist the children, because in 2014, 18 of our children did the GSAT examination and only 1 passed for traditional high school, and that's what motivated the Vice President and I to start the youth club. We are coming from a community where most of us went to Meadowbrook, Immaculate, St. Andrews Girls, and these students were passing for non-traditional high school, and it was not the norm. So we saw that they needed help, so we decided to help them. And not only that, we also knew that with our youth club there would be opportunities for our youths, and we wanted to see how best we can help them. Since inception, we have created this community library and education room.
So the library finished built in January, thanks to the Ministry of Education and Digital Foundation for the structure of the building and some of the equipment. The NCB Foundation who sponsored some printers. Books were sponsored mainly by the Rotary of Kingston and community members who we went on a book drive and we got the books donated. So the library provide means for the kids in the community to come and read books, do homework, print homework, and also do researches, and also we have classes to teach them about the music and Spanish, French, and everything.
We also offer music lessons. We offer piano classes and guitar classes on a Monday at 5 p.m. So every Monday at 5, the students come here and they're taught to play the guitar free of cost and the piano. We're also looking to purchase more musical equipment so that we can have a variety of instruments for the children to learn to play They're expressing interest in the violin, so we're thinking about it. We recently got sponsorship from Australia Aid, and we're doing a recycle project called Eastwood Gardens Recycling of Plastic. Recently we had our cleanup day, which entailed cutting grass and collecting plastic bottles from the gullies and all over the community, and also taking out bulky waste out of our community. We had 4 truckloads of bulky waste that was collected, and we also collected 28 bags of plastics and a lot of garbage.
With the Eastwood Gardens Recycling of Plastics, we're trying to do a business from the project because we have a lot of recycled plastics. And, reusing is better than recycling. I like to see the kids from the community be involved in that business as an entrepreneur, learning on-the-job training and personal development from being involved in that project.
The Eastwood Gardens Youth for Progress Youth Club caters directly to what persons in the community want or need.
How we identify the various projects is that we look on what is needed in the community and what is the problems and how best we can solve them.
Since the youth club has been established, the youths are more, they love to volunteer. Anytime we say we want to do something, you have a lot of persons willing to volunteer, and they're a little bit more interested in schoolwork, and we had an increase in GSAT passes in 2015 and 2016.
Quiz competition aim was for the GSAT kids that are taking GSAT to make them study more and make it more fun. And I can say for one student, his name is O'Shea. I worked closely with his team, and he was not very good in science. He was very low when he started. He came out as the top science person, so he brings out the best in the students.
The best part of being a part of the youth club is making things happen in the community and doing stuff for other persons, of course. The kids, you can see where they're very appreciative of the things that we do. So making things happen for them and things that they want to happen is very rewarding. You can see the kids are more focused in their actions, and they have things to do with their time and energy because they're very energetic, trust me. So I think if we had that in our time, we'd be more focused as well. For example, things like opportunities that they have, like learning an instrument or stuff like that. You never know. One of us could have been, very musically inclined and talented like that, but we didn't get the opportunity. So I believe if the youth club was around then, we'd see more of that.
Welcome to Marine Avenue, the home of the Eastwood Gardens Youth for Progress Youth Club.
So what inspired us to enter this Face of Change competition is the work that we have been doing over the years and assisting the youth. So we're just highlighting the good that we're doing for our community and to highlight our community. Through the Face of Change competition, persons have seen the work that we're doing and also encourage us to continue the good work.
Some of the plans that we have, the main plan is to kick off our breakfast program. A lot of time you see the children, they don't go to school. They say, why didn't you go to school today? You didn't have any lunch money. So we want to kick off our breakfast program by purchasing the stuff that we need so that we can start preparing breakfast for the children in the morning. That's the most important meal. So we're seeking sponsorship right now to cover like the fridge and the stove and the supplies that we need. But like the food items that we'll need to cook, we're going to use our recycle project funds to purchase those things. But we just need help to kick off the project off the ground. And another project that we have for the community parents is, we call it the Cassia Park Community Services. This is where we're using the skills from the parents in the community, and we're looking jobs for them so that they can help to send their children to school. So we're looking jobs for like all persons that are skilled, like the plumbers, the dressmakers, the homemakers, the persons that can wash and press and iron. We're looking jobs for them, a part of our project that we're launching called Cassia Park Community Services.
The youth club is building youths and shaping them in the right way. So we don't have much crime and violence in the community, and also helping to build Jamaica as a whole.
It's very important for these initiatives and these foundations to be around because children need help. they need guidance, they need supervision. Sometimes parents at home, they don't have time for the kids, so a youth club is something that they can channel their energy in. For example, we had sports day the other day, and I mean the whole community, every day the children come from school, they change and they're just ready. They're practicing for events that happened already. Said, why are you practicing for that? We do that already? No, they're just so interesting, they just want to do everything, and you know, it helps them because it can produce stars. You know, we see Nehemiah Perry was our coach for the cricket match, and he saw talent in 2 of our individuals. So, you know, things like that can help to let persons know that they exist and to give them the help that they need to succeed in life.
Coming up on Caring Hands.
You can trust princesses and ladies. Ask Digicel, they'll tell you.
Our women are the backbone of our society. They deserve to be protected and respected. Domestic violence is not okay. Speak up and speak out. No more violence against women.
The Good Life, your trusted source for useful health and wellness information, lifestyle tips for the mind, body, and soul. Tune in Tuesdays at 8:30 p.m. on Business Access TV.
We are back with another exciting, innovative, and inspiring season.
It takes a lot of stick-to-itiveness, being consistent and persistent in whatever you're doing. That's the bottom line.
Business exists to add value to people's lives. And if we're not doing that, might as well we lock down the store and just call it a day.
It's a season 3 of Creating Wealth, Mondays at 8 p.m. on Business Access TV.
Empowering our women in every aspect of their lives is extremely vital. Thanks to the second place winners in the Digicel Foundation's Face of Change competition, hundreds of young girls are getting that empowerment from an early age.
Princesses and Ladies is an organization, non-for-profit, where we educate, empower, and help ladies and girls to be better, to do better, to behave better, to think better of themselves, and to just go for it and do best. So we came about because there was a set of ladies who, saw that at that point in the society, a lot of things were happening. A lot of child abuse, a lot of murders, there were just a lot of things going on at that point in 2013, 2014, about there. And so we decided as women and as girls, we needed a platform to speak about some of these things and to get girls and ladies to be comfortable talking about issues and to find ways how to empower them and to get past certain things. So that's how we came about. So as long as you're a girl or you're a lady and you want to speak or you want comfort or you want empowerment or you just want a friend to talk to, you are the person who we are at.
Could be. All right.
We do sessions, we do girls' days, we have events where we just invite girls and ladies to come on and just sit and have a talk. Or if you are a girl who you're at a school and you see a need, you see that your classmates need somebody else than their own teacher to talk to, we'll try and come and to facilitate all that we can. We definitely want to be able to impact girls. We want them to be empowered. We want them to be able to achieve certain things that they never even thought of. We want them to be able to go to the university and get certified. We want them to be able to go to Heart Trust and be able to be certified also. We want them to be able to believe in themselves and to go for whatever they want to go for.
For Simone, being able to assist others through the Princesses and Ladies Inc. is extremely important as she's able to put herself in the shoes of other young women in need.
Well, it's important for me because being a girl, being a lady, you know, I wanted platforms to speak. I wanted a voice. I wanted an ear to listen. I wanted somewhere where, you know, it's level and whatever I say will not go against me. Girls need help. It is important for you as a Christian and as a person to just give back. And so it is important for us to be helpers. It is important for us to be there for somebody, to become that shoulder, to become that pillow for somebody else. So it is also important for us to be able to help smaller girls to grow the way they are supposed to. And we think that, you know, it will make the society better. When you have a comfortable woman at home, when you have a comfortable girl, when you have girls that are confident and that are hopeful, it makes the society better.
While the members of the Princesses and Ladies Inc. carry out their various activities, they get support from a few organizations.
So we partner with SOSOCA, we partner with Child Development Agency, we partner with several different organizations such as Ministry of Youth and Ministry of Education. We also have other partners that, you know, are not wished to be mentioned who really come on board and help us. And we also have Digicel on board with us too this year, which is such a plus. Our partner overseas, which is our CEO, she got information about the Digicel Face of Change competition and we were elated. We went on board and we came together and we said, okay, this is our big chance. This is a big platform for us. And so all of our members everywhere, in Cayman, in Africa, in the US, in Jamaica, all of us just came on because we needed help and we needed to be partnered with somebody such as Digicel that has a good name, a company that can trust, you know, a company that will always be there. So, you know, all of us just came in and did our part. Being in second place, it gave us that platform to be known. It gives us exposure. It helped us to reach others. It helps others to know about us and to be able to trust us being affiliated with Digicel. So the last time we had over 200 girls and, you know, all of those girls have potential. All of them want somebody to help them. And so back to school is a big thing. So school books, supplies, personal items, and might I say we work closely with two major girls' homes. And one of them, you know, most of those girls are mothers. And so they need stuff. They need stuff for their babies. They need personal items. So the need is great. I mean, coming to the event that we have every year in July, girls need to be fed. I mean, they need, you know, places to go and we need resources to host these things. We need tents, we need food, we need money to be able to get their stuff. So it's a lot. There are instances where we have girls who will come up to us and say, you know, I was at the event and I was going through this and so I know that I can do this now, or I know now that I can talk to this person, or I know that this agency is able to help me. And so we feel like we're doing something, we feel like we're getting somewhere, we feel like, okay, we have contributed to some life because that same girl, she's wearing her skirts a little bit longer, she's trying to speak the Queen's English, she's doing better in school, the grades are going up, mommy's saying, okay, I mean, the behavior is sorting out, you know, we're talking more, I'm understanding her more. You have mothers who come to us and say, Miss, I really appreciate this. You know, this was happening to us. I didn't know how to deal with it, but with your help, with that session with SOSOCA, with that help with the Ministry of Education, you know, we are sorting things out and things are better at home. Jamaica, we need you. There are a lot of businesses and a lot of persons that are out there who really wants to help and they don't know who you can trust, princesses and ladies. Ask Digicel, they'll tell you. You can trust us, we need help. We need hands, we need hearts, we need help. Our main mission is to educate, empower, and to achieve however we can. So we want girls to be able to go to school. get certified, be the change, you know, stand out, be that girl that mommy wants you to be. I mean, we know that some manners, things are not so well, but we know that this is the right way. And so as a girl and as a Princesses and Ladies affiliate, we are going to be that standout. We are going to be able to do all the good things that are supposed to be done and to be an overall good citizen.
Coming up on Caring Hands.
It was a combined effort that really got us to be champions.
Business current affairs you can relate to. Frank, credible discussion. On point, dissecting the issues. Offering solutions to Jamaica's challenges. On Point, Thursdays at 8 p.m. on Business Access TV.
We are serious about the business of real estate, so catch Home Sweet Home Sundays at 4:30 p.m. or if you missed it, check our website at batvja.com.
It's season 12 and Wealth Magazine Business Access is here to keep you business savvy. With an impressive mix of some of Jamaica's most inspiring business moguls, we continue to keep Jamaica informed, empowered, and ready to dominate. Tune in Sundays at 5 p.m. only on BATV.
You're watching
Business Access.
Business Access.
Business Access. Business Access TV.
Serious about business.
They say charity begins at home. For many, the first place winners in the Digicel Foundation's Face of Change competition, the Bethel New Testament Church of God, is considered home.
Bethel New Testament Church of God has been, over the years, a church that caters to the need of the less fortunate. And we serve the community of Arnett Gardens, Lincoln Road, Russell Road, Top Jungle, and other surrounding areas. And we have been playing a vital role in offering services. We have an early childhood institution here. We have a feeding program as well. We also offer services to the community with our computer lab. So persons who are, doing like CXC, information technology, those who are doing their SBAs, they come on over and print, and just about anything that has to do with computer and information technology. We try to offer the best services we can. Our church has quite a number of programs that are running. For our teenagers, we have what is called the Performing Arts Ministry. And mostly teenagers are drawn to the Performing Arts Ministry. And we have young adults who supervise them and all of that. We also have what is called the benevolence arm of the church that caters to the needs of the less fortunate. And so the benevolence arm of the church basically takes care of those who are in need, whether they are in need of food items, financial needs, and so forth.
Benevolent committee is something that goes to help people who are in need. You just don't help in just food or, you give love, you listen, you participate in their lives, whatever it is that they are in need of. The benevolent committee will try to assist in that area.
Through Food for the Poor and frequent collaborations with the Pentecostal Church on Windward Road, the Bethel New Testament Church of God is able to distribute food items to its church and community members.
When we do collect the stuff from Food for the Poor, we take a day when we'll come and we will just wrap out whatever it is to be wrapped, whether rice, peas, sausage, bean and so forth. And then now on a Sunday when we come, we'll make it announced from the rostrum to the pews of the church. Persons will come around, and especially for those who are more in need, we look out for those, and especially the elderly. We cater for them first, and then for the others who are not, as less fortunate as. Because there are more who's less fortunate than others.
We try to reach as much as we can at all times, as long as we have the provision, right? So, like monthly, sometime every 6 weeks, 2 months, it depends on how we have the things. So we would reach them in that kind of a way.
So there are persons within the church. We have young, vibrant adults who participate, put on competitions. So one of the competitions, they always have a summer program, a football competition, six-a-side competition. Sometimes it is held in the churchyard, sometimes it is held on the football field. But it's a six-a-side competition that the church uses as an initiative to bring young men together, to evangelize. So we don't only just have sports, but we use it as a tool to evangelize. And what we find is that, we have a lot of young men from the community who participate. Also, we enter other competitions that are put on within the community as well. And from time to time, we have been champions in these areas because we have a very wonderful set of young people who are very competitive and they are excellent at what they do.
The Bethel New Testament Church of God is a small church in the inner city community of Arnett Gardens, South St. Andrew, Jamaica.
We heard of the Face of Change competition from a member here who introduced us to the competition, told us that Digicel Foundation has a competition going and we should enter, and it's going to take a lot of work. And so, it would be good if we could jump on board and be a part of it. And I totally agreed with it, and we sold the idea to the young people, and from the young people to the entire church. And what it took was for us to be voting every day. So what we did, we got the entire church voting. And there are some of the elders who are not so techno-savvy. We got the young people to really teach them how to use the phone to vote, how you go online and how you vote. We also got the diaspora involved in that way. Our friends and families, members of the church who are abroad, we told them about this initiative, and we told them that they need to vote and they have to vote every day as much as they can. And they too got on board and they began to vote. And so we never let up from day one to the end. We kept on voting every day as much as we can, all day, every day. So, so it was a combined effort that really got us to be champions. One of the things it has done for me personally, and for the church as well, it has given us quite a lot of recognition. There are many persons who did not know about our church. There were even some people in the community as well who did not know about our church. And since Digicel Face of Change, persons have come to recognize us, persons have gotten the chance to know some more about us. And there are persons who have, reached out to us as well, some wanting to assist us with the programs that we do here. Our Digicel Face of Change honorarium, what we're going to be doing is building a resource center where we'll house a new computer lab fitted with an e-library to serve the entire community. So we want to let people know from now that in the future they can come here to Bethel and they can use the lab for whatever studies they're doing. They can use it for social media, whatever. So we want to offer that service so that the next generation can be able to, move forward and be able to keep up with what is happening in technology.
The Word of God said we should love our neighbors as we love ourselves. So whatever good thing that we are wanting for ourselves, then we should want it for each other. So if there are people who are in need in different areas of their lives, then, it would be good for us to try to assist and help the best way we can.
Over time, the greatest thing that I'd love to see in the community is for the community to live in peace, for the community to embrace peace and to love each other, forgive each other, and basically have more fellowship with each other. We find out that too many of our young men are losing their lives daily. And yes, the church is praying and all of that, but if they'd only handle conflicts in a better way, then we'd have less crime and violence. So that's one of the major changes that I'd love to see. And I'd love to see not just the church, but other entities jump on board and try to assist persons who are less fortunate in whatever way they can. Because, it's better to give than to receive, as the scripture says. So if we can reach out and help somebody along the way and make a difference in their lives, I'm sure that we can, from one person to an entire community to the entire nation, we can make a change.
We applaud all entrants in the Digicel Foundation's Face of Change competition and hope that you too are inspired to give back to your community and, by extension, our nation.
They say it takes a village to raise a child, but the world will one day need the leadership of that child. The time you spend with your child matters. It stimulates their minds and shapes the way they act. Talk with your children. Help them to better understand the world around them and to value what is truly precious. Above all, the most valuable gift you can give them is love. Play, talk, teach, love. Take the time. It makes all the difference. A message from the Parenting Helpline and Ad Council Jamaica.
Ready for cable for as little as $100? Ready for no monthly cable bill? Ready for 10 TV channels absolutely free? Then pick up our Ready TV box at authorized stores for $4,500. Hook it up to your TV set, then top it up with Ready Credit for 1, 7, or 30 days. Buy now and get $1,000 free Ready Credit and start watching your favorite shows. Pick it up, hook it up, top it up. Ready TV. Prepaid cable TV when you're ready. Now serving Kingston and St. Catherine. Limited time offer while stocks last. Conditions apply.
Violence is bad. Violence against our innocent little children is terrible. Pretending not to notice when we know or suspect that a child is suffering is awful and morally wrong. In the words of the great Nelson Mandela, there can be no keener realization of a nation's soul than the way in which it treats its children. Think about that for a second. I have a voice. It's one of my gifts. I intend to use it on behalf of our children. No more violence against our children. Make your move to stop violence against our children right now. No more. No more. No more.
Greetings, I am Randy McLaren, co-founder and managing director of Brescia Enterprises. The idea came about after several discussions between myself and my brother, and we basically wanted a tangible way of expressing our talents and our skills, and of course a way of earning and to maybe employ others as well. So this is Davian McLaren, my little big brother and the co-founder of the company Brescia. He's the lead designer in the company, so whatever design is to come out, he's in charge of that, to monitor the quality and all them stuff there. At the time he was working at a department store in downtown Kingston. Minimum wage, it wasn't all that good and he wasn't using his skill set. And so we decided to take a plunge after we arrived at a decision to start this company called Brescia. And we decided to start with bags because there was a market after doing our research. There was a market and there was no established brand this side of the world, none in Jamaica. And we import some 600,000 backpacks alone per year. And that's over 300 million Jamaican dollars. And so we decided to start Brescia on our veranda with two brothers, an old machine, and big dreams. So it was started basically in August of 2015, so we are a very young company, a year and some months. Brescia designs and manufactures a range of quality products right here in Jamaica. And the quality products that we've decided to start with, it's not limited to bags, but we've started with bags. And so we do backpacks, we do lunch kits, we do pencil cases, we do tote bags, we can do travel bag, we can do gym bag. You see the RM on it, it's fully customized. RM Randy McLaren. It's mine. You can tell us what compartment you want, if you want to personalize it with your name or initial, if you want to do a logo, if you're a company and you want specific branding, we can get that done. If you're a sports team, we can build bags for you as well. So we offer a fully customized service outside of the general bags that we do, because mostly the bags are done to order at this moment. We cater to everyone who needs to move things or something from point A to point B. Once you need to store your products, your gadgets. And so we're talking about students, we're talking about corporate workers, we're talking about government workers, we're talking about a sports and athlete. And when we say student, I mean at all levels, from primary, tertiary, secondary, whatever level basically. If you're in the gym, you need a gym bag. If you're traveling, you need a bag to move with, and that may be a duffel bag style or a backpack, depending on what you want. If you're going to work, you may want a work bag, and that may also be a backpack with a laptop compartment, some spaces to hold your files and your pens and your phone and that kind of stuff. So Brescia is the Jamaican word for breadfruit. Let's start there. Outside of Brescia, I am a performer. I do spoken word, I do dub poetry, and I have a poem called Me Love Me Breadfruit that I've been performing from about 2004. Right? And so when my brother were discussing what name to work with, we went through several options and we finally decided on Brescia. For different reasons. We wanted something that says Jamaican vibe, Jamaican culture, Jamaican energy, right? And both of us were from the parish of St. Thomas. First set of breadfruits were planted in St. Thomas in Bath, and so we decided to run with it. And our tagline is pick right, and we thought that was appropriate. When you see all the other bags, just pick right and pick the Brescia. So initially, we didn't use any external funding. We pooled what we had in-house, and so we were able to buy our first second-hand industrial sewing machine. So we could have parked the domestic machine, the old one. So that was our first move. And about 2 weeks after doing that, my brother resigned from his 9-to-5 at the department store downtown, and we decided to go full speed with Brescia. And then we bought our first set of fabric, all the accessories, the zips, the buckles, and all those things that you need to put a full bag together. The company is pretty stable. We work on a custom order basis, and before a bag is made, we require a 50% deposit. So you find that we operate at a pretty stable level. We don't have inventory or stock piled up that would, affect our costing and our cash flow. But the problem we face now is that we need to scale. And so we've gotten a grant from DBJ through the Ignite program. We've also been awarded a loan through the Branson Center of Entrepreneurship and the Arthur Guinness Foundation, where we got a special interest rate, I think 4%. We got nearly $2 million as loan, and that will be using those funds to basically scale the business, get more machinery, train and employ more persons, retrofit the space that we're in, do some marketing and work on the branding and for product development as well, right? So we're operating at a stable level right now, and we're very happy about that. We're on a bigger veranda now. We're now located at 26 South Camp Road. That's on the Alpha Institute complex. Centrally located, and it was a strategic decision because we want to grow. Where we're at now, we want to boost our production capacity. We really want to train and employ some more persons because the demand is there. So it's for us now to move and to put ourselves in a position where we can make use of the demand and scale as quickly as possible without rushing. All right, So here we have the ladies who are part of the company. Right here we have Kamali. Say hi, Kamali.
Hello.
Kamali is one of our big designers, top designers, right? And we have Veronique, who is our production manager.
Hi.
We've used in the past, we've gone through Heart Trust. So Heart has a program at Garmex, the Garmex facility, that they train people in fashion design and I believe machine operation as well. Kamali is one of our best workers, very detail oriented, came through that institution. So we're very grateful that they're doing the work that they're doing so that we can have access to talents. It's a pretty nice culture. It's mainly young people. I mean, working with young people, you'll always have your challenges. Because young people want up on them phone and them want to do fun things, right? And so we try to make the environment as light as possible, as relaxed as possible. We try to engender a family vibe, a family energy, where everyone feel comfortable talking to each other, where everyone feel comfortable sharing and learning at the same time. What we're working on is building the right culture to be in line with our mandate, to pick right. Everything must be on point, everything must be right. And we're very serious about that. We're very serious about empowering each other. We're serious about growth. A typical day for us here is 8 hours for some of us. It is 12 hours for some of us. We start generally at 9. Sometimes we're here earlier than that. We go, some of us, to 5 o'clock. But sometimes we're here depending on projects that we have, or we have orders to fill for our clients. We might be here until 8, 9, as the demand or our needs be. I'm still pretty young, but already I can see how being a young entrepreneur, having a young business can affect your relationship with family, even friends. Sometimes you don't get to visit your family as often as you want. Sometimes you're tired, you wake up early, you go home in the night, you just want to sleep, you want to get some rest, you don't get to talk as often to family members, but you have to try to find time to make that happen. And we've been working at that deliberately, to check in with friends and family every now and again. You know, call mom and find out what's happening. So it's been all right so far. I wouldn't say it's ideal, but we're trying to get there. And I think once you decide to start a business, and some things will be affected because you'll need to pay attention to nurturing this baby, right, so to speak. But it's understanding time and season. So you put out all the effort, all the sacrifices now so that later everybody can be comfortable and you can take care of your friends and family and everybody is good.
Violence is bad. Violence against our innocent little children is terrible. Pretending not to notice when we know or suspect that a child is suffering is awful and morally wrong. In the words of the great Nelson Mandela, there can be no keener realization of a nation's soul than the way in which it treats its children. Think about that for a second. I have a voice. It's one of my gifts. I intend to use it on behalf of our children. No more violence against our children. Make your move to stop violence against our children right now. No more. No more. No more.
First of all, we're made in Jamaica. There's nothing more unique than that. We have a culture that people love, and the vibe and love that we put into each and every product is unique in and of itself. Our designs as well, we spend time to make sure that our designs are carefully crafted. So basically we have some of our products here, not all, but this one is an example of our crossbody bag, the big size. As you see, you can get your name or nickname on it. This is the Brescia Basic Flip design. I don't do the designing, we work as a team to decide on the final products. But my brother and the rest of the designers on the team would work on those elements. Another point is that you can get your product fully customized from scratch. You basically tell us what you want and we facilitate that process, we build it. Another backpack, this time it has a logo on it. This one is actually for Johnny Daly, the comedian. We have new ideas every day, and new ideas can come from any member of the team. Myself, my brother, Kamali, anybody who is a part of the team can, if they have an idea, we try to make it a space where everybody can share it, and we discuss it as a team if we think that can work or not. Would this look good for who? Where in the market? Who would buy this? And so, we search internationally, we look on what is out there, and we tweak, we come up with new designs. So we look at the trends, so the trends are telling us people want something that expresses their style. We look at how gadgets, technology, those are parts, make up the trends. And so we try to make our bags to accommodate and to facilitate these trends. So we've used social media a lot. The Facebooks, the Instagram, the Twitter. We've used a lot, and so we get a lot of orders from online, through Facebook, through all those social media platforms. And so a logo, your colors, you want to be consistent with the postings online. You want to make sure the quality of your photos are high. And because some people believe that things that come from Jamaica are not of the highest quality, we have to make sure we push out with the best and we look good. Not just for the Jamaican market space, but regionally and internationally, because that's our outlook. It's very big, our plans are big, and so we have to act accordingly in terms of building the brand. Yeah? And so we have a lot of customers online, and we try to keep them up to speed and interact with them as much as possible. Sometimes things will be very hard, but it's why you have a business plan and it's why you have a broader vision. So when things get tough, you reflect or you go back to that broader vision and understand that difficulties and struggles right now is a part of the journey towards that destination, right? And so that keeps you grounded. There will be obstacles, and we've had days sometimes when you don't feel like coming to work. You ask yourself, does this thing really make sense? And you question yourself, but you go back to the vision as well. It's why it's also important to have a strong support group, right? So that when you feel like that you can bounce ideas and you can get a pickup from your friends. Sometimes you need to grow the business and you don't know where the funds is going to come from, but you have to try and be creative. So you look for whatever grants are out there. If you feel like you can take on a loan, then you do that. But you have to make sure you get sound advice as well, so you have a strong support team around you. Failures, I'd prefer to put them as lessons learned along the way. Like, I didn't study manufacturing, so it's new, right? And so we've had to learn almost on the go, read a lot, follow different pages that are in the manufacturing sector, talk to people a lot. So how you go about hiring, perhaps you could have done things differently, but with experience you learn. And it's very important that as a young entrepreneur you have persons around you with experience you can talk to and share with. And luckily enough, we've been lucky to have people around us to talk to so that we don't make any really bad mistakes. And my previous experiences in other businesses have given me a foundation on which to correct certain things in this company. How you prevent it is talking to the experts and ensuring that you have things documented. Again, when you have a plan, so you need to have your social media plan, you need to have your factory guidelines, you need to have all your space is set out, which we had an engineer to come in and advise us on how to set out the space, because we don't think we know it all, and we don't know it all. And how you avoid mistakes is basically planning for it and mitigate, how you put things in place to see how you can mitigate against those mistakes. Even then you still have them, but it's to be quick to pick them up whenever they happen and to deal with them in the moment. love the team. I love the work that they do. We try as much as possible to look out for each other because we really believe in their development. We have a lot of things that we want to do. We want to provide even more exposure and more growth for every single member of the team. We want to make sure that they're properly taken care of because we not just only have external customers. We see our team as the internal customers. The staff is very important. So if you're going to talk about growth, you want to make sure that everybody's enjoying what they're doing, right, and having fun with it, and look forward to making a quality, unique product for each and every customer, right? And then growth strategy now, we're talking about partnerships with certain government agencies, so we can get into the schools. We're talking about partnership with individual schools to do co-branded products. The most successful form of marketing has been the social media platforms. Outside of that, we've done events, expos, back-to-school events, festivals. Those work as well, where you can directly relate with your customers. But social media and event marketing are the two main ones that we've used. We've gotten some PR in the newspaper as well. We've been interviewed for television and radio. Those work as well. But social media is I would say, those platforms have been our biggest success story, our biggest platform. We're aiming high, right? And we're willing to make whatever sacrifices we need to make. Not selling ourselves short or anything like that. We're serious about this. We're serious about making an impact and doing business for good. So people, profit, planet is very important for us. And we'll do whatever is in our powers to get the business to the level where we want it to be, which is an internationally recognized and known company. For us, it's been very practical. For us, it's making sure that we take care of our customers. And once you do that, take care of the staff as well. Those things are simple and basic things to having a successful journey as an entrepreneur or building a successful company. Here, we define success in terms of the impact that we have on our community, our communities. Right? We define success in terms of the number of people we're able to employ. We define success in terms of the number of scholarships that we'll be able to give. Right? We define success in terms of how much of what we make we're able to give back to vulnerable communities, to young people who their parents can't afford it. I don't know if I have a greatest fear. I don't get up any day thinking about fear. I know I have dreams and desires and desire to build a solid company, a reputable company, one that is known for making a solid impact, as I've mentioned before, one that is making money, one that is profitable, and one that is taking care of its environment, and one that's taking care of its people. And that is how I feel fulfilled. Definitely how I would feel fulfilled and feel as if we're in business to make an impact. Because a business exists to solve problems, right? A business exists to add value to people's lives. And if we're not doing that, might as well we lock down the store and just call it a day.
They say it takes a village to raise a child, but the world will one day need the leadership of that child. The time you spend with your child matters. It stimulates their minds and shapes the way they act. Talk with your children. Help them to better understand the world around them and to value what is truly precious. Above all, the most valuable gift you can give them is love. Play, talk, teach, love. Take the time. It makes all the difference. A message from the Parenting Helpline and Ad Council Jamaica.
Cameo brings the creative industries to life. Highlighting creatives in different fields each week. Art.
My life turns art. I breathe, I eat art.
Fashion. Food.
Without a customer, we're nothing but four walls.
Music. Film. Cameo, only on Business Access TV.
What motivates me is getting up every day knowing that I'm doing something that's making an impact, that's contributing to something that's positive. In my knowledge, we're building a legacy. We're building a company that has the potential to go big. That motivates me. The potential, the possibility of contributing to somebody's life, to employing others, to contributing to a scholarship, to contributing to the schools. Those things I'm passionate about, and they motivate me each and every single day. My family, they encourage you and motivate you, inspire you to do better and to be the best. We never born with gold spoon, we weren't born rich, but they've always told you that you can be whatever you want to be and to be your best self, and so we're just working to make them proud, and once they are proud, then we can feel as if we've accomplished something for them to feel good about. My favorite aspect of being an entrepreneur, wow. You're more in control of your time sometimes. Sometimes you don't have any time. But again, you have a platform where you can contribute to people's life. Again, my drive, passions, inspiration, and in terms of Brescia, the team. I don't currently sew, I don't stitch. If I try to stitch, I might stitch up my finger them. But a strong team. I'm a very driven individual. I've always been that type of a person who see something, see an opportunity, I'll go for it. I think just the thought of having started this company on our veranda, myself and my brother, and look at where it is now, where we are employing people, and we're looking to employ more people and to train more people, where in a year we've done over 1,000 bags, $5 million in sales. We have our first retail arrangement now. We're looking to grow. People have ordered bags from overseas. We've sent people in Scotland back to school in our Brescia bag. We've sent people back to school in the US in a Brescia bag. You feel proud and you feel as if you're making an impact, you're making a mark, you're leaving a legacy. I love to watch football. I love football. So whenever a big match is on, I'm watching it. I love to perform as well. I'm a dub poet. I'm a spoken word poet. So I love the stage. I love to share with an audience. I enjoy doing that. And to share with young people. Get a chance to talk to a group of young people, man, and to reason with them. I enjoy doing that. Love to go out, eat some good food. I love country. I love nature. I love the river. Sometimes I want to relax. I just step myself away from town and just drive, go out in the bush and just relax and be at one, with nature. Those are the things that I love. What makes me happy is being alive. What makes me happy is seeing the people around me being happy. What makes me happy is being in front of an audience performing and you see that they're into what you're doing. What makes me happy is coming to work at Brescia every morning and see smiling faces and people enjoying doing what they're doing. Those are the things that make me happy. What makes me happy is when we can partner with a Rotary or a Kiwanis or whatever the service club may be to give back to a school or a community. When we can donate some bags to persons who've done well in school. When we can contribute a scholarship. Right? When we can give back a percentage of our profits to different communities that need it. Those are the things that make me happy. Future plans for the business. All right, so people may know the company as a bag company or a backpack company. We're not only a backpack company. We started with bags, but we have plans of moving into, and we've started in some ways the gym bags, the duffel bags, the travel bags. We get orders every day for handbags. We're excited about starting a line of handbags for our ladies looking for those wonderfully made Brescia handbags. baby bags. We're excited about expanding the product line. We're excited about offering more to each and every one of our customers. We need more machines in the space so that we can train and employ more people to boost our production capacity. We want to give those persons at home who know they can sew, we want to put them to work. The tailor, the dressmaker who only have some work in back to school season, outside of that season, we want to use your talents, we want to use your skills. We want to be able to say, hey, if you don't have an industrial sewing machine, we can provide that for you. And we get to the raw material, just make sure you get the work done at the highest quality, and we can put it to work in what we're trying to build, what we call the veranda industry, put communities to work, give people opportunities to make an honest living. And we're looking to build foster partnerships with schools right across the island, maybe regionally, maybe internationally. We want to do more exporting. So we want to form strategic partnerships in the diaspora to begin with. We have some cool, some wicked lines working on that we know people will love. Look out for the roasted, a new bag line. Look out for the turned. Right, we'll have some interesting things. Look out for technology being incorporated into the products as well as we move forward. Pick right and start. Right, don't overthink it. If you have an idea, you see an opportunity, go for it. If you don't think you have the skill set but you see the opportunity, find somebody to collaborate with. A new mantra of mine: collaborate to be great. Don't think that you have to do it on your own. Right? You don't need to have millions of dollars. No, we didn't start with that. We pulled what we had and we started small on our veranda. Right? You can get it done. I owe a lot. I have to say thanks to people at the Branson Center of Entrepreneurship. They've done a lot in terms of giving me a business platform. I have to big up the Jamaica Manufacturers Association as well. People like JBDC. You know, these organizations have been great support. You need support. So find them, get advice, join the programs, join an incubator, put your plans together, put a solid team together, know your strengths, know your weaknesses, and just start.
Ready for cable for as little as $100? Ready for no monthly cable bill? Ready for 10 TV channels absolutely free? Then pick up our Ready TV box at authorized stores for $4,500.